Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another live. And we're here trying to give a live commentary as it relates to the West Indies versus Australia. I am joined by Rurian. Hello, Rurian.
Hello, Natalie. How are you doing?
I'm doing fairly well. How are you?
I'm not doing too badly.
All right, all right. So I'm just wondering if persons are hearing us in the chat, and I believe so. That's the case. Wonderful. So we're here, and Rurian, do you want to start us off in the context of this game? What is happening right now? Just to give us an update as best as you can.
All right. So, as it relates to this game, it's the first ODI game between West Indies and Australia. And currently, West Indies is 200 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. We're in the 44th over. Key scorers for West Indies, Casey Carty made 88 runs, and Ruston Chase also made a half century. At the wicket now is Hayden Walsh Jr., who is 13 from 26, and he's there with Matthew Ford, who is 4 runs, I believe. So that's where we're pretty much at. We're hoping that they can, get some runs in the last 6 overs to make a good game of this one.
Okay, so wonderful update there, Ren. So what I want to ask you, because we're thinking about numbers, what would be a good score, for West Indies to leave here, given the number of overs remaining? What do you believe would be a good score?
All right, so we have 6 overs left. So you'd want to at least go at 10 per over. So you're thinking about 260. But usually in ODI games, 50 over games, we love to see over 300 runs on the board.
Wonderful.
That
Do you believe they're going to get to 300 runs in
I
this one?
doubt that very much based on the number of wickets that has been lost so far and the number of overs that has been bowled.
Okay, wonderful. So I believe we're seeing a wide there, if I'm not mistaken, or getting notification of a wide there. But, so do you believe this is so far? So what is your projected score then, given what we're understanding from this ODI?
Well, projected scores are going to change, but hopefully they'll get at least 250. Oh,
250.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So in that context, 250, do you see Australia, getting back, taking this one?
Well, West making 250, West Indies would have to bowl really well in order to defend that. So, but runs on the board is runs on the board. So you're expecting that they come out and give their all 250 fighting score, but you would have to give Australia the edge based on their level of competence.
Okay, wonderful. So, can you tell us what is happening right now? So, West Indies is batting. They just got a run there, I believe. And what is the score line right now?
So it's 205 to 7 after 43.5 overs.
Okay, okay, wonderful. And who are they, or who is the bowler right now for
So
the Aussies?
Cameron Green is in his 8th over. He has taken 240 runs. So has the possibility of bowling 2 more overs in this one. So in the ODI format, you can bowl a maximum of 10 over as a bowler.
Okay, 10 overs.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And what's the current run rate, if you have that information on hand?
The West Indies currently scoring at 4.66 runs per over, so that should get them just over
Wow.
250.
Did someone just miss the...
So Travis had dropped the catch of Hayden Wall, so he was given a life there. So he dropped that chance of Hayden Wall. So Let's see if he'll make use of that one.
Wonderful. So, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. I see Carlton Lovelace Soji is here. Bless up yourself too, Soji. Blessings, 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 and we're here and we're trying to get some, share some updates in this one. And while this is going on, and I guess we perhaps can leave that for the break because I want to talk about, that test match. It's something that I want to talk about. I'm not really a test match, fan, and I'm, really liking what I saw a few days or a couple days ago in the context of West Indies and Australia. So something to talk about, and just seeing some life coming back into cricket because usually, I used to follow cricket, but not so much now. So I'm getting back there and want to get back there, but I'm not going to talk too much in this one to give you an opportunity to just take us through and let us know what's going on. So back to you, Ryan.
So it's we're in the 45th over. It's Matthew Ford on strike to Adam Zampa, who has one for 49. But I'm showing off a lot of his variations here. So let's see what will happen here with Matthew Ford as he faces up to Adam Zampa once more.
Wonderful. So again, welcome, welcome. So let us see what will happen with this one. And it looks like a six. Will it go there? Oh, it looks like a six there. Is it a six? So yes, it is. It looks like, yeah, for sure it's a six there. So West Indies putting on some more score here. Number they're going and a six. Yes, indeed.
So lovely shot down the ground there by Matthew Ford, and that he collects his first six of the game.
Wonderful. That was a great hit.
Good shot from
Yeah.
Adam. Comes down with the bowler, but that's an excellent shot from Matthew.
Yeah, I like that, and just trying to get a couple, runs here and there as well. So, and when it comes down to this format of the game, I am always want to say, you need to go. I mean, with one day, it's a little bit, you have a little bit of room for flexibility as opposed to 2020, because with 2020, I'm like, you need to be hitting, 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 or if not, don't waste the balls. Just go, but because there's not a lot of time there. So we see here that, West Indies is trying to get this run rate up. And look at that launch speed, 119.2. All right, so that is definitely, going there. All right, so again, just waiting to see what is going to happen next. I'm just waiting for Rurian to join us back to take us, through this game for sure, and just looking here and just waiting. So the score is now 213 for 7. So West Indies, they're batting first. All right. So that's the score right now. And we're in over number 45. All right.
Over 45 been bowled by Luke Morris. His final over of his spell, he's bowling to Matthew Ford. Matthew Ford knocks this one down to long on for a single. Moves on to 13 from 17 balls. Hands over to Hayden Walsh, who is on 16 from 29 balls. So Morris, no wicket for 52 runs in his 9.2 over. So let's see what will happen with this one. West Indies 214 for the loss of 7 wickets.
Wonderful. Is that another? Oh,
Hayden
well.
Walsh knocks this one out to square leg for a single. So trying their best to score off every ball is the West Indies team. So just to get you guys up to speed, um, we have Alec Arsenis and Justin Greaves opening. Um, Arsenis made 5 of 11. Greaves made 1 of 5. Carty, as we told you earlier, made 88 of 108 balls. Morris bowls to Ford, who swings this one away to mid-wicket. Gonna get single, non they good run in there, and they're back for 2.
Wow, that's good.
So good run in there by Hayden Walsh Jr. and Matthew Ford. Hayden Walsh Jr. is really good between the wickets. He's quite a quick runner, so they turned that one into 2 quite easily. Captain Shea Hope, just to get back to the score, he was out for 12, and Kevin Hodge rather, he was out for 11, and Ruston Chase made a great 59, and Romario Shepherd was out first ball for no score.
That's
So,
what you call the ducky.
that's no score.
Right, so welcome. If you're just tuning in, we're at 200 and West Indies. And I say we're at because I'm from the West Indies. Currently at
Good.
219 for 7. Over to you, Rian.
Yeah,
Well,
so a good shot
221.
there from Ford,
4.
pulling Morris forward of square for a boundary. So good shot from Ford. Looks to be a handy batsman, and he played that one very well. Short ball, and he pulled it in front of square to score his first boundary. So to go with his 6 that he scored earlier. He's now 19 from 9 up to a runner ball as Morris comes in with his last ball of his over and spell, and Ford defends this one to the point Peter, where it's fielded by Labuschagne, and that's the end of the over. So West Indies are 221 for 7 in the 40 after 46 overs, and let's see how many more they can get. Any predictions in terms of the final score from you, Natalie?
Well, we have 4 more overs to go. So let's say about 242.
You're saying 242.
And
Uh,
at worst case scenario, about 235.
35. All right.
So right now, the current, run rate is, 4.80. So that's the current run rate. A bit low, but we'll hope for, the next 4 overs to be a very, very exciting.
Yeah. So as Sean Abbott comes in his ninth over, goes to hit walls, who
And it
pulls this
looks
one
like for
forward of square, and
misses the
it
boundary.
spells at it
What's
is
that long
fielded
one?
mid wicket. Mid
Okay.
wicket by yeah. So that one is fielded at mid wicket. So the strike is turned over to Ford. Ford has been scoring at a faster rate than Hayden was. So might not be a bad thing to have Matthew Ford on strike. Look pretty comfortable here in this ODI match. Ford has been scoring down. All right, so about with his second delivery of his ninth over to Ford, who's down the pitch, swings that one away high in the air, out to mid wicket. Fielder tackles underneath it, and it is safely held. So that's the end of Matthew Ford for today. He was down the pitch, ball bounced on him. He tried the pull shot, it took the top edge, and he was out caught at mid wicket. So Matthew Ford goes for 19 of 21, and West Indies has lost their 8th wicket.
Do you think you should have played that shot? Like,
Well, we are going for runs, and so runs high risk, high reward, and well caught there by Hardy, and I think a good knock here by Ford, as British Moti walks out to the crease, has four balls coming in from Matthew Ford. So not from Matthew Ford, but from Sean Abbott. So four balls to face in this over, but not getting good connection on that one, Matthew Ford. Ball dug in short of a length, and he wasn't able to punish that one.
Well, I am thinking now, given that we have just pretty much two wickets, in hand, that we have to be a little bit more cautious if we want to get some, runs here. So I don't know. What is your take on that?
All right, now talk you through that one. So about Moti, and Moti plays this one out to bid on. Looking quite comfortable behind that one. Moti's best score of 39, an average of 15 runs, and this is his 11th match, scoring just 60 runs, batting at number 10. But he's picked for his bowling mainly, and but it's into both. He drive this one through the offside and well fielded out there by Travis Head on the point boundary. And another run out here for the West Indies. Oh,
Oh,
almost. I was almost sure that he was gone
God.
there. And it's Moti and Hayden Walsh. Moti was going back for the third round, and Hayden Walsh wasn't interested. And I know Hayden Walsh is, very livid with himself with the run out earlier of Party. He sold him down the river, and he wasn't having any of this third run here. Moti was out of the frame, and English totally missed the stump from about half a meter. Like it's almost comical the way he missed that
Yeah,
one.
definitely. He's even smiling. Like, I'm like, oh my God. But West Indies live to fight on.
Yes, and about clubs with the ball to Moti once more. Short ball, slower short ball as well. Moti gets underneath that one, so that one, and
So
it's called
wide.
a wide. So a raw extra run to the total. So it's West Indies 225 for 8 in the 47th over. Two balls left in that 47th over. You
Is
were
it
asking about
46 to 46?
47th over.
Okay.
So Abbott comes through again, goes to Moti. Plays across the line here, and he misses that one. It goes to be taken by the keeper. So looking at that run out again,
Replay.
uh, the replay, my bad. I should have done better job English, but wasn't through anywhere close to the stump, and his throw wasn't working out too well either. Last ball by Abbott Bowl to Moti plays this one into the onside for a single, and he'll keep the strike. So, as it relates to the last few overs here in the game, like you have to just give the batsmen, you a chance to just free their arms to try and make as much runs as possible. So the truth is too, these are not the recognized batsmen,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, as well. And when it's 18 balls and you want to maximize as much as you can get from that. So, it's high risk, high reward, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
I get that, but just because we're not like having like four wickets, remaining, so I'm just wondering if we just have to be a little bit more. So this is another swing out. Looks like it's going to be another catch, and it is. So this is what I'm talking about.
So Bartlett gets his fourth wicket in his ninth over, fourth for 14, in 8.1 over, as Moti goes for a shot over the leg side, not making good contact, and is caught at extra cover by Marnus Laroche, and that's the ninth to sit down for the West Indies team.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about in terms of just, being careful because now I predicted worst case scenario 235 and I'm wondering if we're gonna get that, So and as you mentioned, we're not going to see the batsmen at this, point in the game. It's more like the bowlers and, but
Well, as I said, high risk, high reward. He tried a shot to make some runs, didn't make good connection, and that's what happened. Got it getting a top edge, and he's out caught at extra cover. So Moti goes back, giving Bartlett his fourth wicket of this match. And just to let you know that Bartlett is on debut here. He's eight He's bowled 8 overs, 1 ball, 4 wickets for 14 runs. He's bowling to O'Shane Thomas, who is the number 11 batsman for the West Indies team here. Let's see how much runs these the last two batsmen can put on for the West Indies team.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. So Thomas is in now, and we'll see, what will happen here. I guess Ruren is not too agreeing with me that with 2 wickets remaining, then, some care should be taken. But let us see what will happen, here to see, we're in the what, 48?
Yeah, we're in the 48th over here
Okay.
as Bartlett comes in and bowls to O'Shane Thomas, who knocks this one to cover, and there is no run. So scored at 226 for 9. Not much runs have been added for the last 10 overs, and that's something that the West Indies team would want to look at. As Bartlett is into O'Shane Thomas, who gets off the mark. He knocks this one down to third man and turns the strike over to Hayden Walsh Jr. So let's see what will happen. Will Bartlett get his 5 wicket haul on debut? Or will Walsh be able to deny him and get some runs for the West Indies? 9 wickets down for 227 runs. Walsh is 18 from 31 balls as Bartlett is into Walsh, who gets behind that one, knocks it into the cover. No runs from taken from this one, and we have 1 ball left in the 48th over. So 227, Natasha, you gave us a range of 235 to 242, I believe.
No, the high was 242 and at worst case scenario 235. So
Yeah, so let's see if they'll get anywhere. That's a wide there. So a little bit closer, 228 for 9 West Indies. Bartlett bowling a wide down the leg side here to Hayden Walsh Jr. We tried to clip it down to fine leg, but didn't make any contact. So 1 ball left in this spell for Bartlett. 4 wickets for 16 runs, and he's in his ninth over. If forgive me, he's in his ninth over. 1 ball left in his ninth over. So 9 overs almost, and just 16 runs scored from
that's good.
this bowler. Yes, and 4 wickets to go along with that, and
Yeah,
he has
that's
made
excellent.
the difference in this game in this inning so far. As Hayden Walsh knocks this one down to third man and keeps the strike. So West Indies at the end of 48 overs, 9 wickets down for 229. Hayden Walsh Jr. is 19 runs from 33 balls, and he's along with number 11
Thomas.
Shane Thomas, who is 1 from 3. So 12 balls to go. Let's see how many runs that they'll get from this. Let's see if they'll make it to 130, 235, or will they get to the 242 that Natasha just said.
Yeah, and welcome if you're just tuning in. Welcome to live commentary of the match between West Indies and Australia. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button, and comment in the chat. Let us know where you're tuned in from. All right, so back to you, Ryan.
Okay, so Abbott with his last over, Abbott 9 overs, 1 wicket for 40 runs. So far, his first ball of his 10th over kicked down to square leg by Hayden Walsh Jr. and they go through for a single. So Thomas will be on strike for the second ball of this over. Shane Thomas not really known for his batting, but let's hope he can score a few runs here for his team. Second ball from about it's Yorker wide on the popping crease, and Shane is unable to make contact with that one, and it goes to the keeper. So all their precious in this last 10 as Abbott comes into Thomas, and Thomas say this one to mid on, and almost another run out here involving Hayden Walls. Labouche not picking up this time, and if he had picked up, he could just walk across and remove the bails, but not picking up, and Shane Thomas gets his second run in this match.
Well, I guess we're getting closer to 235. So
Yeah,
let's see if we can get to
I think we're
240.
at 230 right now, so you're doing well with your prediction. So, oh, so Shane Thomas is 2 from 5,
Five.
and Hayden Walsh Jr. is 20 from 30, I think 34.
35. Yeah,
34.
34. Yeah.
Hayden Walsh Jr. down the pitch and swinging this one away, and he's caught at mid wicket. That's the end of the innings. I think it's caught by Labuschagne, and West Indies not able to bat out their overs, their 50 overs this time. The innings is closed at 231 as Abbott gets his second wicket of this contest. Good catch, running catch there by Marnus Labuschagne, and that's the end of the innings for the
West
West Indies.
Indies. The innings, the end of the innings for the West Indies. Oh, right. Yeah, so let us take a look in the chat and we're going to try to set up. I hope this system works because we're just operating from another space right now. So we're going to do our best to get the live call system up and running so we can take some calls in this break. And welcome again. Welcome if you're just tuning in. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and share, share, share. Voices in Education is a safe space where we share and learn from each other. We share in a respectful way to ensure that, you continue to be a valued member of this community, of this space. And also, we share, in a respectful way despite different views or perspective. We do that in a way to ensure that we're keeping our community safe. All right, so while we try to get this system up and running, I just want to talk to you, Ryan, about Samar Joseph. Like, we saw that the other day, so just wanting to find out from you. But before we go there, do you want to share any available updates
Yeah,
with us?
so if you're just joining us, I want you to know that West Indies was bowled out for 231 in 48.4 overs. Top scoring for the West Indies team is Casey Carty, who got 88 runs from 108 balls. He scored six fours and two sixes. He was reliably supported by Ruston Chase, who made 59 from 67 deliveries. He scored seven boundaries. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the scorecard so that you can get an understanding of the scores that the other batsmen made. So for this match, West Indies had a new opening pair. It was Alec Artemis and Justin Greaves who trotted out to open. And it was Justin Greaves who was bowled first by Bartlett, Xavier Bartlett, for one. And that was when the first wicket fall. So the first wicket was lost at six. So it was 6 for 1 in 1.3 overs when Justin Greaves was bowled. It was 17 for 2 in the at the end of the fourth over when Alec Artemis was caught by wicketkeeper Josh Inglis for 5. He scored only one boundary. Casey Carty was run out by Sean Abbott later in the piece, but the third wicket that fell was Shea Hope. He was out caught at slip, and it was 37 for three. It was 59 for four was when Hodge was caught by Matt Short after bowling of sorry, Hodge was caught by substitute after bowling of Cameron Green. It was five wickets down when Ruston Chase by was bowled by Adam Zampa, and it was 193 for six when Casey Carty was run out by Sean Abbott. And then it was pretty much a procession after Chase and Carty went. So it was 194 for seven when Romario Shepherd was LBW to Cameron Green for no score. Matthew Ford came in and played a few lusty blows, 1 6 and 1 4 for him, 19 runs, and he was the next man out. He was out, and the score was at 222. So it was 222 for 8 when Ford went, and 226 for 9 when British Moti was caught at extra cover by Marnus Labuschagne. And last man out was Hayden Walsh Jr. when he was caught at mid wicket off the bowling of Sean Abbott, and West Indies was all out for 231 runs in 48.4 overs. Back over to you, Natasha.
Wonderful. You see, some great updates there for sure. And, again, I'm just trying to get this line up and running.
All right. Then I'll just give them a little bit more information
For
until
sure.
you're
Go
ready. Let
ahead.
me know when you're ready. So, Australia used six bowlers. Morris bowled 10 overs, two maidens, 59 runs, no wicket. Xavier Bartlett was the pick of the bowlers. They bowled 9 overs, one maiden, 17 runs, four wickets, and that was what took the wins out the sail of the West Indies team. Sean Abbott bowled 9.4 overs, no maidens, 42 runs, two wickets. Cameron Green, he bowled 8 overs, no maidens, and he conceded 40 runs, but he took two wickets. Adam Zampa, the leg spinner, he bowled 10 overs, 56 runs, one wicket, and Matt Short bowled 2 overs for 12 runs. So that's where the bowling is. So the highlight of this inning is that Casey Carty made it to 88, top scoring, and Ruston Chase also scored 59 runs for West Indies. And as relates to the bowling, it was Xavier Bartlett who took five. He took nine, took four wickets for 17 runs in 9 overs. Back over to you, Natasha.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm here just going to check the speaker here for this one. So I'm going to ask you to just mute Rurian so we can see if this is going to work for us this evening and see if we can take a couple of calls, in this segment while we await Australia to return to the pitch. And let me know when you're ready. and let us see. Perhaps I'm not sure if you guys were hearing me in the chat. Can somebody just let me know if you're hearing me in the chat? That would be wonderful. All right. So I'm not sure if you're hearing me in the chat. That would be super amazing. So just let me know if you're hearing me in the chat. All right. So I'm just going to check here. All right. So hopefully,
All
all
right,
right.
let me
Let
know
me know
if
if
you're
you're
hearing
hearing
me
me
in the
in the
chat.
chat.
I
I
believe
believe
that's
that's
the
the case.
case. All
All
right,
right.
so
So again,
again, the
the
WhatsApp
WhatsApp
system
system
should
should
be
be
up
up
and
and
working.
working.
So
So
just
just
give
give
us
us
a
a
call
call
and
and
would love
we'll
to
love to
hear
hear
from
from
you.
you.
All
All
right,
right.
so
So
Ruren,
Ruren,
in
in
the
the
meantime,
meantime,
do
do
you
you
want to
want to
share
share
about
about
Shamar?
Shamar?
Like
Like
lots
lots
of
of
persons
persons
talking
talking
about
about
Shamar
Shamar
Joseph.
Joseph.
Well, yes. Shamar Joseph is that cricketer that is on the lips of every cricket fan right now, and he has soared to the top of world cricket. Not necessarily the top, but a lot of persons have been talking about him because of his exploits in Australia in the two Test series that was held there. He did really well. He did really well in that series, and that's why most persons are talking about him. So a few years ago, I'm not sure. I don't think it's more than probably a year or so. He was just a security guard working with a company somewhere in his native country, Guyana, and he said that he wanted to pursue his dream of being a professional cricketer. He has been touted as someone who has always been dedicated to his training and all, and he has just surged to excellence based on his good work ethic and the faith that the selectors show in him. So really good personality, awesome cricketer, shows good potential, seems to be learning fast, and he has a big heart. And one thing that he will be remembered for is that second test match where he got 7 wickets for 67 runs, and he played that inning. He bowled, I think, about 12 overs on the trot, and he had a sore toe. So that was the catalyst on which West Indies were able to tie the series with
Australia.
Australia, and many persons, now look to him as one of the persons who will help the West Indies research to the top of world cricket.
So I believe he's about 24 years old.
Yes.
What does that say for West Indies cricket? Is
Well, it's good, always good when young cricketers can, come through and perform at that level. So the truth is, you want cricketers to perform in that age range. So you know that, for example, the next 5 years, he should be still doing pretty well and still giving that, sort of performance. So that's the hope that everyone has for him, and based on his work ethics, he should, continue to do well.
okay, wonderful, wonderful. And it's just good to see some positive, outcomes in the context of, West Indies. And remember, it's Australia that they played, and to have such a result for me is exciting. And, we're just hoping that, things can get better where, West Indies cricket goes back to those glory days. Just those excitement and just wanting to see. I mean, you win, lose, and draw, but when it reaches to a point where you have some teams that you have never heard about in the history of cricket just coming in and pretty much outdoing the West Indies, then you know that okay, something is not right here, something is off. Let me just do a quick check in the chat to see if I'm missing any comments here.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Natasha Lee. And one of the most important things to note, and you mentioned it just now, is the fact that Australia is a strong team, and Australia is currently the number one team in Test cricket. And for him to go to Australia and to do so well, it is something that's quite remarkable. So. The other thing too, he took 13 wickets in the series. So he took 13 wickets in the series, including a 5 wicket haul in the first test match. So, that's quite remarkable. So on debut, he took 5 wickets against the number one team. And in his second match, he took 7 wickets. So he really, really did well there. And he was the second highest wicket taker in the series, only falling behind Josh Hazelwood, who had 14 wickets.
Yeah, wonderful. Like he is doing so well. I saw an update, in the context that he signed, some contract recently. I'm not sure if you have any information there that you can share.
Not much information on that, but I heard that he was offered a contract from the
Cricket
Cricket
West
West Indies,
Indies, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
which is a good move by them. But what I can share with you too, and don't quote me much on this one because I've been just browsing through some information, but he has been, accepted. Well, he has accepted a contract to play in the
IPL.
PSL.
Oh, PSL.
So he's going to play in the PSL, and I'm hearing that the Royal Challengers Bangalore team in the IPL is seeking his services. So I'm not sure if he has signed on there yet,
That's
but
good.
that should be, really good for him financially. But, the cricket pundits are worried about him burning out and
Too
not.
much. Let me tell you that, like, when it comes down to that, there's a balance. And a part of that too is that, as I feel, with how, cricket is going, you cannot say to a player, do not go and play, for example, IPL, right? Because that's where they're going to get their bread and butter. And based on what you shared, in the sense, it appears as if, Shamar is coming from very humble beginnings. And so in that context, it's balanced. So if West Indies, or, what would you say, ICC, if they want to kind of have a plan around all these different leagues, that would be nice, because it's hard to say to somebody, come and play for the West Indies, and nothing is wrong with that, but then you're going to judge them because they go and they play in the IPL. They have to think about the future. Look at him now with an injury and not being able to play. Like, you just have to think about things. So I feel that all the stakeholders should come together to try and figure out a way where, cricket in general. So, like, West Indies different teams, the players are not jeopardized, and they do not feel as if they're forced to make a decision, like representing the West Indies, the region, your country, as opposed to trying to go there and make it for your family to make a better life. I do not believe that we should put them in that position to be choosing, because, you know it's for me, it's going to be a no-brainer. They're going to come play test cricket, get the recognition in terms of showing that I am capable, and then the different teams, they're going to just, take them. And what can we do about that? We're not enough. I don't feel like it's fair for us to just say, okay, you're not able to, but, to each his own. That's all I say about that. I'm not sure if you agree, Rurian.
Oh, well, it has to be a balance, and it has to be everyone coming on board to coming to the table with their, with their coins or with their cards, and working out a balance with all of that. But I agree with you. They need to go and earning monies, and they also need to represent their country as well, because that's where they got that initial recognition from. So it's something that most cricketing nations are grappling with, apart from maybe India, whose players only play IPL. But most other countries are grappling with that, and they're giving the players options of choosing some leagues that they can play in, and the ones that they can, whenever they need their services for national duties, then they can make themselves available. So, some of the cricket boards are finding ways to try to get around this, but it's a challenging thing. So and for me, in its simplest sense, it's like this: if you have certain skills or qualification, and you're being offered monies for your skill or qualification, would you take the smallest amount of money that you're being offered, or would you take the largest? And you know,
I guess it depends on some other context. So values and, that might come in for some persons, but if everything else is aligned, then I guess you're going to go for the better package.
I think so too. But let's see how things pan out. Um, I think it's good for him to get this sort of success. He has, as he said in a few of his interviews, he has put down his past job and has, committed himself totally to playing cricket, and he has climbed the ranks so fast, and he's making a mark. And something that is nice to see with him too, he is so full of personality, and he will be loved wherever he goes to play. He has that sort of personality that people will love, and he definitely have the speed that will trouble the best batsmen in the world, because he's bowling at one high 140s consistently, and that is usually trouble for batsmen.
Yeah, that is wonderful. So if you're just tuning in, we're just here on a break because we're waiting for Australia to take the pitch, and West Indies, they batted first, so we're just waiting for Australia right now. And we're just here talking about Shamar Joseph and, just what we're seeing so far. So welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to live commentary. And also, if you'd like to call in and share, the phone line is now open. So you'll see the WhatsApp number in the chat. So calls via WhatsApp only. And we'll love to hear from you, to hear your take, on the game, or just in cricket, or just about cricket in general. And let us know where you're tuned in from in the chat as well. Remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. Voices in Education is a safe space where we can share and learn from each other. We do that in a respectful way, regardless of our varying perspectives. And so we do that to ensure that you feel valued, you feel safe, and you feel a sense of belonging in this space. So welcome, welcome, welcome. and happy to have you here with us for this one. And again, we're just here on a break and we're just talking about, cricket, I guess, in general, and, what we'd like to see for the West Indies team, for example. And so would love to hear from you. You can share in the chat or you can call the WhatsApp number that is on screen. I believe we're getting a call, so let me just try to get this. Did I miss the call? No. Let's see if it's going. I'm not sure if it's. Hello, Soji. Just, are you hearing me? Hold on. Just hold a second. I'm trying to get the call through the system. I don't think it's going through the system just yet. I'm not hearing it coming through the system. We're in a different little space right now, so we're just. I'm not sure. Let me just try this again and see. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, sounds like it now.
All
All right,
right. You
you
can
can
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Soji.
Soji.
Let
Let
us
us
see if
see if
we're
we're
hearing
hearing
you.
you.
No, you was calling me. I was linked up when I was in Australia. I
Oh,
just get back. Just step through the door.
okay.
Okay,
I
I
doubt
doubt
this
it
is
is
coming
coming
through the
through the
system.
system. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Just
Just
hold
hold
on a
us.
I will try.
second.
I will try.
All right, we're trying to fix this system. And so I'm just gonna try this another time. And it looks good. All
All
right,
right,
welcome, welcome.
welcome.
Let me
Let me
see if
see if
I
I
can
can
reconnect with Soji.
Soji.
And
And
let's
let's
just
just
see. Okay, here we go. Yes,
Yes,
Soji,
Soji,
I
I
believe
believe
we're
we're
good
good
now.
now.
Yeah, man. I never know you was gonna bring this because I was in Australia. I just get back. I just stepped through the door.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
get
get
you.
you.
So,
So,
life
life
is
is
happening,
happening,
and
and
so
so
sometimes
sometimes
we
we
try
try
and
and
we
we
try
try
to
to
plan
plan,
and
and
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
work
work
out.
out.
So we
So we
just
just
try to
try
say,
to say,
okay, we
okay, we
have
have
some
some
time
time
now.
now.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
see if
see if
this
this
works.
works.
So
So
we're
we're
not
not
even
even
our
our
usual
usual
spot,
spot,
but
but
we're
we're
making
making
it
it
work.
work.
Okay.
And
And
good to
good
Yeah,
to
hear
hear
boy.
from
from
you.
you.
So
So
how
how
was
was
it
it
in
in
Australia
Australia
watching
watching
cricket?
cricket?
Right. It was lovely. It's my dad 85th birthday, 71 because some of my brother take him there.
Okay,
Okay,
wonderful.
wonderful.
Yeah. But it was lovely. Enjoy myself and try some different foods and so forth. So it was all right. But to know that at the Gabba, the boys them done it, I couldn't believe. Because I thought we was going to lose the game, when I see the runs and the wicket and Steve Smith was there. So, but boy, that guy performed wonderful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the only hope is that I only hope it's not just a one off.
Well,
Well,
perhaps
perhaps
not.
not.
I
I
guess
guess
Rurian
Rurian
would
would
be
be
able to
able to
share
share
some
some
more in
more in
that
that
regard,
regard,
but
but
perhaps
perhaps
not when
he's when
he's
he's
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
what
you
Yeah,
what
say?
do
because
you
I just was saying that I only hope he can continue from there and go on to big things. We just have to wish him well and hope him don't make it go to him head because I'm so sorry that because they never named him in the 1 day squad. So that's the whole thing. As much as his score was sick, but he was in the 1 day squad.
I
I
believe
believe that's
that's what
what
Rurian
Rurian
shared
shared
with
with
me
me
as
as
well.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the 1 day squad, but Darren Sam now seems like Darren Sam is the white ball coach and I think, but I think he just want to throw up a left there when he go back home and because he see the hero when he get at his home in Guyana. So
Yeah.
I was just wondering he don't let that get him head. Too early.
Well,
Well,
I
I
feel
feel
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure
sure
how
how
long he
long he
has
has
been
been
playing.
playing.
He's
He's
pretty
pretty
young
young
at
at
24.
24,
So
so
it
it
would
would
be
be
Yeah.
good
good
to,
to.
when
When
I
I
see
see
him,
him,
I
I
remember
remember
Andre
Andre
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Like
Like
he
he
kind of
kind of
give
Okay.
gave
me
me this
this vibe.
vibe.
That
That
was
was
when I
when
was
I was
watching
watching
tickets
tickets
way
way
back
back
when.
when.
And
And
then
then
Okay.
Fletcher
Fletcher was
wasn't able
able
to
to
be
be
on the
on the
scene
scene
like
like
that.
that after.
If you
If you
remember
remember
when
when
Sir
Sir
Stanford
Stanford
had
had
that,
that,
that
that
game
Yeah,
they
game where
yeah,
they
yeah,
played,
yeah.
played,
yes,
yes,
he
he
was
was
one
one
of
of
them
them
on
on
that
that
team
team
that
that
got,
got,
I
I
guess
guess
it
it
was
was
what, a
what, a
million
million
US, or
US,
I
I
don't know
don't
how
know
much
much
money.
money,
Don't
don't
quote me,
quote me,
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Chris Gale, Jerome Taylor, Shonda Paul Fletcher, all those guys. But the most talented batsman at the time we get sent home just for a ganja split, Xavier Marshall.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
That was one of the most promising West Indies open pair batsman. I see him at age 15 in England playing for young West Indies. And I go back to Jamaica and say to the man, to the guys, Jamaica have a little boy named Xavier Marshall. Watch out for that guy. And he was coming through, and then it just like Ian Liam Garrett comes from the same community, and he said same thing because Chris Gale couldn't bat like Liam Garrett. But behavior, I don't know what happened to the kids them from St. Anne. Franklin Rose, same way. That's why I said I don't want this thing to get to this kid head because Franklin Rose was one of the most talented fast bowler. Did you know Franklin Rose?
I
I
heard the
heard the
name.
name,
Heard the
heard the
name.
name.
Yeah.
But
But
Soji, I'm
Soji, I'm
going
going
to
to
wrap up
wrap
with
up
you
with you
because the
because the
game
game is
is on
on
again,
again,
and I'm
and I'm
going to
going to
just
just
go
go
over
over
to
to
Rurian.
Rurian.
So
So
we'll
we'll
just
just
Okay,
circle
circle
right.
back.
back.
I will just continue with the game. Well, maybe I can watch it when I go upstairs.
Okay,
Okay,
and then
and
we
then we
talk
talk
after.
after.
Right, no problem.
All
All
right,
right,
thanks for
thanks for
calling.
calling.
No problem.
All
All
right,
right,
so
so
let
let
me
me
see if
see if
I
I
can
can
get.
get this on. Yes, I believe we're good. Should be hearing Rurian. Are you hearing me?
Hello.
All right, guys in the chat, just help us out while we transition from system to system. All right, just let us know if you're able to hear us in the chat. That would be wonderful. All right, so welcome, welcome. And right now I'm seeing Australia with 4 runs there on the scorecard. So, Rurian, are you good?
Yes,
Um,
I'm good. So it's Matthew Ford opening the bowling for West Indies, and he goes to trap his head and he dragged it down the ground for a boundary. So four on the first ball of Ford's over. So Matthew Ford getting this one, head getting off to a fast start here. So let's see. Matthew Ford, he took three wickets against England in 8 overs on his debut, and we're hoping that he'll get one. So West Indies are taking a wicket. So a wide ball by Ford, wide up off stump, and head went for the slash, edge foul, catch taken. So Matthew Ford with a wicket off the fifth ball, and West Indies has their first wicket. Australia is one wicket down for 4 runs.
Wonderful. Good start. Good start there. Definitely. Good start. All right. So again, we're seeing that, West Indies, they have taken a wicket right now. So 4 runs, 1 wicket, and we're in the first over of this one. And Travis Head is out, right?
Yes, Travis Head is out of the fifth ball of the over. Ball wide of off stump, should have done better with that. Didn't get any, you know, didn't move his foot toward the ball. Edge found and an easy catch for, Shea Hope, and that's the best start that West Indies could ever receive here, not having a big total on the board, and they have taken an early wicket here. So let's see if they can build some pressure on the Australian team as Cameron Green walks out to the crease to take strike. 24 matches, 2 4 42 runs for him. And that's a good start for Matthew Ford. 1 over, 1 wicket for 4 runs.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. And, in your very first over, that is pretty much kind of sending a little signal there, a big warning to the Aussies. We're here and we're bowling. So that is good to see. So definitely, welcome, welcome, guys. If you're just tuning in, welcome to live commentary. And Rurian is taking us through this one as well. And I believe it's 4 and 1 wicket is gone. All right, so Australia there, and they're just in the very first over of their innings. Would say Rurian.
Yes, so second over to be bowled by O'Shane Thomas. Good start from him, bang on target, back of a length, and you know, good good start here from O'Shane Thomas. Good start from West Indies here. So the next opening batsman is Josh Inglis. He is facing his first ball there from O'Shane Thomas. So O'Shane Thomas, 29 wickets, 1 5 wicket haul, his best of 5 for 21. Let's see if he'll get add to that number of wickets today as he runs into ball to Josh Inglis. And he's right behind that one, playing that one out to cover. So good start here by the West Indies bowlers.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree with you. So I'm just looking here. And they need, is that 302 runs?
So Josh Inglis has scored 302
Oh,
runs
sorry.
in his career here. In not a lot of experience there, but the David Warner has, you know, retired from ODI, so there's a spot there I would think at the top of the order, and he could state his claim on that. But Shane Thomas bowling this one short, and Josh English pulls this one over square leg, and he is back for 3. So Josh English is off the mark here.
Yeah, good. My mistake there with the numbers earlier. I believe that should have been like they need now 225 runs from 291 balls. So the odds is still, I believe, in control here. And it's early, but let's see what West Indies does with the bowling. All right.
So Thomas into green, and he punches this one to point. Misfield there by Chase, and green is off the mark here. So Josh English back on strike. Who will win this one, Natasha Lee? Are you making any calls on this game? We're
Well,
just
Australia, I believe they have the power right now. But I'm from the West Indies, so I am going to go with the West Indies. We always try to keep it balanced, so I don't know if you're going to take the Aussies, but I'm going with the West Indies, and if they are able to just get some more wickets, then we can see the nature of this game changing for sure. So it's very early, and right now, if I am to be fair in my assessment based on this early stage of the game, I would say Australia, given what they need and the amount of balls that we're seeing here. But again, it's just early. So with some more wickets, then it's a different ball game, I'll say.
for sure. As Thomas comes into English, who runs this one down to third man, the last ball of his over, and he gets a single. So at the end of the over, Australia is 9 runs for 1 wicket, and it's Green batting on 1 and English on 4. The batsman to be dismissed is Travis Head. Hot Bram Shea Hope bowled Matthew Ford, and that's Matthew Ford now who's coming in to bowl the third over for the West Indies team.
Oh, that's wonderful, guys. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And let us continue to grow here on this live and on this channel as well. There's a program here for everyone. So, the track and field season is here too. So we'll be doing that as well. We do lots of program here on the Voices in Education. So welcome, Rurian.
So it's Ford into English, who is trying to cut that one away. He's cramped for room, gets that one out to cover, um, and that's the first ball of the over. So 223 runs needed in 287 balls with 9 wickets in hand. As Ford comes in again, this one swings in and goes down the leg side, kicks in the pad, and it goes away for a leg by. So one more to this total.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And remember, guys, you can support this channel. The easiest way is to hit the like button, the subscription button, share, tell a friend to tell another friend about the voices in education. So if you're just tuning in, West Indies, they batted first, and now Australia, they're trying to beat that. And right now, Australia needs 222 runs to win this game, I believe. So soon I'll give you some more information regarding the amount of balls they need to get that from. All right. So welcome, welcome. Please let me know where you're tuned in from. That would be awesome. So now they need 221 runs from 285 balls.
So
Back to
Ford
you,
into
Ruben.
a green, and that one's close inside edge and missing the leg stump, and he'll get a single for that. So it's Ford back into English this time. Ball that is short and wide, and English needed no second invitation for that one. He knocked that one through the covers for his first boundary. Good shot there from Josh English as Ford comes in again. And this is a classic on drive that's played full on the pads and full face of the bat presented by Josh English. And he knocks this one down to mid on for a 4, and that's back to back boundaries for, Josh English here. Off to a good start here. Good balance on the shot. Didn't need to move after striking that one, as mid on was well beaten, and Ford will have to pull his length back here. Ford into Josh English. That one pitches and seams in, and he is right behind the line of that one and plays this one out to Moti, who is standing at the gun. End of the over here. After 3 overs, Australia is 19 runs for 1 wicket, and that's the live score here from Australia at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So Australia, I guess they're trying to come back from that one wicket that they lost there via, Travis Head. And so, do you think they're going to make a very good comeback, Ryan?
Australian teams generally have lots of fight in them, so that is a minor setback for them, as we see Shane Thomas running into Cameron Green here, who knocks this one to mid on, where Moti fields once more. So angling into the pads a little bit, Green maintaining his balance here and knocking this one to mid on. So not the strongest bowling attack that we would have on the part. No Azari Joseph here today. The vice captain is not on the park. I probably managing his workload. I've not heard that he is injured or any at all. So I'm thinking they might be managing his workload, and so West Indies will have to work with some, players who are not as seasoned as he is, as Thomas bowls to Cameron Green, who gets behind this one and runs this one down to third man for a single, and he trots back to his mark. So we have Cameron Green batting. He's 3 from 5. English is 12 from 10. He's on strike now as Thomas runs in, bowls to English, who gets behind this one and knocks this one to point. There's no runs as Thomas has tackled on a good length, back of a length, not getting a lot of swing from Thomas, not a lot of seam either, but he has struck up a good line and length, and is keeping the score in check so far. So the first ODI match between West Indies and Australia is live from the Melbourne Cricket Ground as O'Shane Thomas runs into English. He throws his hands at that one, edge bound, but it runs safely down to our third man, where it's fielded by Matthew Ford as the score ticks on to 21 for 1 after 3.4 overs. So it's Cameron Green back on strike.
Yeah, and we see Australia here just, improving on their run rate, and hopefully we get to share that with you very soon, what that looks like. And again, the target is 232 runs, and they're currently 21 for 1, wicket here. And we're just wondering if West Indies can pull off a Shamar Joseph right now. That would be awesome to see that happening.
So,
Welcome if you're just tuning in. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, guys. Support us. Easiest way you can do that.
so Thomas into Green, and he's back hit behind that one and plays it out to cover no run. Thomas into Green outside the off stump. A good length delivery. He went further up with this one, and Green fished at that one. No edge on this one, but beautiful delivery. And that's where he needs to be here, Thomas. Not too full to drive and not too short to pull. And he beats the outside edge here. So good ball. Just need to string a few more of those balls in that area. Overs ended. It's 21 for 1 after 4 overs, and Matthew Ford comes in for his third over. So Ford into English, drifting into his pads this time and not making connection is English. It rolls out to square leg. There are no runs from that one. So the score will remain at 21 for 1 after 4.1 over. English still on strike. He's at the runner ball 13. He's with Cameron Green, who is 3 from 7 as Ford comes in. English goes back and he cuts this one over point and into the boundary for 4. He leant back on that one, lifted it over point, just over point, and it got that one into the boundary for 4. So his tally goes on to 17. Dangerous shot, I would say, but he lives to fight another day.
Yeah. Some good shots there being played. And I feel that at this moment, West Indies need another wicket. They need to dampen the Australian spirit. And did they get it?
So Ford into English once more. This one seams in. He goes for the pull, but missed wrapped on the pad. No appeal from this one. This one would go over the stumps, and the our appeal was stifled. So Ford one wicket for 17 runs in his 2.3 overs so far. Let's see if he'll be able to break this partnership here.
Needs to get another one. That would be awesome if he's working for it. But no,
So bowls this one to English again, knocked into the square leg region for two. He's getting the ball to tail into the right-handers and just probably starting it a little bit too straight. And English has flipped him off his pads for a few times and getting a few runs under his name. So that's something that he might want to do. Just start that outside off stump to try to bowl English through his gate as English goes onto the back foot and knock this one through extra cover for another single. So runs come in pretty easily here. 7-0 off this over already, and there's a ball to come. So West Indies needs not to tighten up on the runs that they're giving so that they can build some pressure on this Australian team and hopefully get some wicket.
yeah, for sure. And we're seeing here English. He's now on 20 from 17 balls, and Green with the strike. And what happened just there? Was that another boundary or?
So that's another boundary, short and wide outside off them, cut away by Josh English and sorry, cut away by Cameron Green. The ball spun on O'Shane Thomas, who was in the third man position, and ran into the boundary for four. So tends to happen in cricket sometime where the ball hits the ground and spins away from you, and he wouldn't want to see that on the replay at all, looking really bad. So that's a big over there. Two fours in that over, 11 runs in that over from Matthew Ford, and West Indies is in dire need of another breakthrough.
For sure, because the current run rate is 6.40 and the required run rate is 4.44. So definitely West Indies need, a couple of wickets, early wickets to dampen the Australian spirit right now.
Thomas into English, who leads back and pulls this one over mid wicket or straight mid wicket there, and it goes into the boundary for four. So not as the strongest shot from him, got enough bat on it to clear the infield, and it trickled into the boundary. Not too short, but I think Thomas can go up a little bit closer with the ball that he's bowling. Just try to draw just English on the front foot. He's 24 from 18 now as Thomas runs into him once more. Full of length delivery and drive this one down to mid on for four more. Beautiful shot by English. He came up with his length, drifting into the pad, and English played that one sweetly to mid on for a second boundary. Back to back boundary here from English.
Yeah, some beautiful shots there played. Yeah, so this is definitely looking good for the Australians, as if they want to end this one very early.
They're trying to do as much as they can in the power play as Thomas comes into English short and pull this one way over square leg. Let's see, this one is into the crowd. So that's six. Beautiful shot by English. O'Shane Thomas going short once more. English was waiting for that one on the back foot, camping out and punishing on that one over mid wicket. English rushes to
34.
34 of 20 deliveries, and West Indies need to do something about their their bowling. Not finding the right length, and they're being punished by just English.
For sure. It seems as if he's ready to just go 50 quick and fast, you know? So let us see. I feel like his wicket would be a very good one for the West Indies if taken early.
For sure. This is the cricket that they would want. But Shane Thomas needs to come back in this over with a wicket just to, feel good about himself here. Let's see what will happen in the fourth ball of this over as he comes into just English. Three boundaries off the first three balls.
Expensive over. At
Just
least.
English knocks this one to the cover for another couple of runs.
Yeah, this one is, this over is quite a few runs from this one for sure. And we're here with about two more balls remaining in this over. All right, welcome if you're just tuning in. Remember to hit the like button, the subscription button, and share. And back to you, Ryan.
Thomas into English once more as he puts this one up and he knocks this one to mid off and takes a single. So quite a few. I think this is the 17th run from this over. Yes, 17 runs from this over. One ball remaining. So Shane Thomas would do well with the wicket here. Australia 49 for 1 after 5.5 overs. So having a healthy scoring rate here. And if they continue like this, then this match will be over pretty soon.
Yeah, like the run rate is pretty good for Australia right now. So West Indies they need to do something like very quickly. And we're not seeing that just yet. And that's the end of Thomas for now, I guess.
So that's the end of the over as Australia reaches 50 runs in the first 5 overs of this game. So that's the scoring rate. That's too slow. That's too fast for West Indies liking. West Indies need to get rid of just English and try to build some pressure on the Australian team.
For sure, definitely, he's proven to be a bit of a headache for the West Indies right now, English. And so if they're able to get his wicket, then that would be a good comeback from all those runs that we're seeing, in the early stages here of the game. Run rate 8.17 and the required run rate is 4.16. So that tells you how well Australia is doing right now.
Yes, Sport comes into English to drive this one to point where it's fielded. So starting this over with a dot ball forward, and we need to get the West Indies bowlers need to string together quite a few dot balls just to build the pressure on these batsmen that are at the crease and hope that they will make a false shot sometime along the way.
Yeah, for sure. But that looks like another boundary, if I'm not mistaken. So English is now on 41.
Yes, so Ford dropping short once more, and English on the back foot, pulling this one through mid wicket, finding the center of his bat once more, and that's 4 more runs for English.
Yeah, very expensive there. So English is really telling us that I am here with 41 runs of 24 deliveries and getting super close to 50 right now. So let's see what will happen here. This wicket again will be a good one for the West Indies for sure.
Yes, Ford into English once more, and he drives this one up to mid on. No runs there for him. And if you're just joining us, Australia is chasing 231 that West Indies set. Casey Carty getting 88, Ruston Chase getting 59. Australia in their chase here, they rushed to 58 for one after just 7 overs, I think.
Seven.
Yeah, we're the 57 in the seventh over. as Josh English is taking a toll on the West Indies bowler. Ford runs into him and got pulled away down to fine leg for four. English is now 45 from 26 deliveries and is in full flow here as Ford comes in with his fifth ball of his over to bowl
Get a six with this one.
for, and he punches this one off the back foot through the cover. This one will run close to the boundary and it goes into the boundary now. Takes four English to 49. 27 balls, three fours in this over of Ford, and I think Shea Hope is going to have to make a bowling change here.
Yeah, for sure. But what a pain if he just, lose the wicket on 49.
Well, that's what West Indies will hope for. He's going to be looking for any spot where he can score runs just to bring up his milestone here as Ford comes in with the last ball of his over here. Good ball on the stumps. Josh English tucks this into the onside. His 28 ball and he's 50 runs. Beautiful innings here. He got this in no time.
And he's going to keep the strike, right?
Yes, he's going to be on strike for the next over.
So the
So
bowler would run. Mhm.
13 runs from that last Ford over, four overs, but one for 37 from Ford. And I think it's time for a bowling change. Let's see what will happen if Hope will give. Let's see if Hope will give Thomas a second over here in this another over. No, so there's a bowling change. It's going to be Gortesh Moti that's brought into the attack inside the first power play. So you only have two players outside of the circle. Josh Inglis, who is on 50 in front of him, and let's see how Moti will take on this challenge. Will he be able to come up trumps out of this one? Moti, 11 matches, 18 wickets, and an average of 18.89. His best of 4 for 23, has an economy rate of 3.81. Let's see if he can add to that wicket tally here. West Indies needs that desperately here. They need a few more wickets just to put Australia under some pressure here. But runs have been leaking from both ends as Moti comes into English, tossed up, and English drives this one to mid long off and trots across for a single. So not a bad start here for Moti. Let's see if he'll extract any turn from this pitch as Green comes into strike. 7 runs from 9 balls, Green. Target 232. Australia 63 for one after 7. Green taps this one to mid on and takes a single. It's too easy here for the Australians, and Hope will have to try and find a way to slow down or stop the scoring. But they're turning this strike over pretty easily against Moti. And yeah, I guess Hope is just trying to cut down on the runs scored as Moti comes in again. His third ball knocks this to mid wicket is just English. So knocking that one to mid wicket quite easily, well fielded there as Moti comes in with his fourth ball. Just English playing him late and off the back foot, playing him from a pretty much outside leg stump, not getting the pads in the way, opening his stance, knocks this one down to mid off, and he picks up another run. So it's back to Cameron Green here, who's facing Moti. So Moti into Green knocks this one to mid wicket, well fielded there by Matthew Ford. And there is, sorry, not Matthew Ford, but Hodge, and there is no runs. So Josh English, 52 runs is laced with 8 fours and 1 6. So pretty quick going here for Josh English. And he scored a 26 ball half century here against the West Indies. Good start to the series for him, and West Indies would desperately want to get him, out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So Josh is definitely, giving West Indies a headache right now. And so, again, we don't know what's the plan here, but West Indies is pretty much not in a position right now to win this one. As we see, Australia now needs 167 runs from about 252 balls.
All right, so bowling change. It's Romario Shepherd that will take up bowling from the end that Ford was bowling. He runs into English, who knocks this one to point. Well fielded there. So dot ball there. Good start here for Romario Shepherd as he runs in to bowl to English. And he knocks this one to cover this time. Dot ball again. Good start from Shepherd. Finding a good length, back of a length. And he needs to live there just to give just English some some challenge, slow him down a little bit. Romario Shepherd, 25 wickets in 29 matches. So let's hope he can add to his wicket tally here for the West Indies as he runs in with ball to English, who knocks this one to mid off this time. Good, good length found here by Romario Shepherd, and he's doing really well here, putting a few dot balls together. And we're hoping that he can hold this out for his entire spell, not giving away much runs and building up the pressure on these Australian batsmen.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he's doing very well with the bowling here.
Shepherd in again, angling this one onto middle and off, clip the mid wicket here by English, and there's no run. Good start here by Shepherd, putting together four deliveries, then no runs are being scored off those. Wonder if he'll be able to close out this over with not conceding too many.
And that's what you call like a maiden over. There are no runs.
No runs from it. So balls
Okay.
to Josh English, and he's expertly steering this one down to third man and picks up a single. So good shot there. But great, great, great bowling here from Romario Shepherd. He's living in that channel, and he's trying to dry up the runs. So let's see if you close out this over here against Green on a high note. One run from five balls. Good start here by Romario Shepherd. A wicket could lift you know, the momentum here, or the strides of the West Indies as Shepherd runs into Green, back of a length on middle and off stump. Green is right behind that one, and there's no run. So one run from that over. Good start for Shepherd. Good start for Moti too, who only conceded three. So the last two overs, just four runs being scored, and that's good for the West Indies team. So just need to build on this and just keep adding the pressure on the Australians. Let them think of new ways of scoring. So let's see how this one will go. As Moti is into English, who flicks this one over the onside, won't get to the boundary. Well traced down there by Shepherd. Return comes in, and he's back for two runs. So just English is trying to, not letting the bowler Moti settle in on a good spot there, trying to get as much runs as possible off him, trying to keep that momentum going as Moti's back to just English, backs away and finds the gap through the offside. That's going to run away for four. Beautiful shot. Just English is making a lot of room on the leg side just to open up that offside. Nobody's sweeping on the offside, and he's doing so expertly. Top shot from Just English.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing very well. Perhaps trying to see if he can get 100 out of this one.
for sure. Whenever you get your opportunity, you have to make the most of it. Standing deep in his crease too. What Moti can do to combat this as he bowls to Josh English, angles it into his pad, and he flicks this one through mid wicket. That's for more. Beautiful shot. So Josh English here is messing around with the line that Moti bowls. So Moti bowls his regular line on or about the off stump. He backs away to the left side and he opens up the offside. So Moti decides, all right, I'm going to come closer to about mid and leg. And Josh English goes on the onside, flicking him over mid wicket for a boundary. Let's see what happens here. Moti's down the leg side this time and he's called for a wide.
I think I need the previous bowler to face English. What's his name again? I just missed
Romario Shepherd.
Shepherd because he wasn't able to handle Shepherd very well. And if you notice too, he tried not to take the strike. He tried to avoid the strike and then at the end, try to get, to face Moti. So I feel like he has a motive here. English.
And this English edged this one away and it's going to run close to the boundary. Well fielded here by Hayden Walsh Jr. We might see him in the attack soon as English is 65 from 41 balls. So really doing well, scoring much too fast for the West Indies liking here. And let's see what will happen. 12, 13 runs from this over already. As Justin sweeps, and there's a shout for LBW. Is the umpire says no. I think it's worth going for. I think it's probably just about outside the line of the and the captain goes for it. So let's see. I think it's a good call here because getting rid of English, he scored 65 runs out of 79 runs. So hopefully he is out from a West Indies standpoint and they are able to apply a bit more pressure on the rest of the batting. But going for the sweep shot this time was English. The ball was on about just outside or on off stump, missing this one totally. Appeal went up. The umpire said no, but let's see what ball tracking says.
I think he feels as if he's gone, English. He's not looking so confident. Just looking at this, replay here. That's just to me. He's not looking too confident here. So I don't know. Before the decision comes through, and what is your take quickly?
I think it's going to be probably umpire's call because I think it might just have hit him marginally outside off stump. So that's where I think he's going to miss out on this one. I'm hoping that Moti gets this one because this would make this game a whole lot more interesting. So in pack outside, pitching outside, and it's original decision is not out. So he's not going to be given out here.
All right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to live commentary. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And let us know where you're tuned in from. All right, so it's the West Indies versus Australia, and right now Australia is taking it. They're 79, just losing one wicket, and they need about, let's see. I missed that information just now. About 158 runs, I'll say, to take this one. All right, so they need 158 runs from about 40 or 153 from about, 240 balls. So, yeah, welcome, welcome.
So Shepard starting a new over to Green. Green knocks this one into the onside and he picks up 2 runs. He moves into double figures. He's 10 from 14 balls. English is 65 from 42 balls. Travis Head was dismissed in the first over. He was dismissed for 4 caught. Shea Hope bowled Matthew Ford for 4. And since then, it has been the Just English show as Shepard is into Green once more. He's right behind that one. No pressure on the batting right now. So Green is just taking this time here and just trying to establish himself, establish himself at the crease and get a good score.
Yeah, wonderful. So green, 10 off 15. I'll say more like playing a supportive role to English, who is on 65 of 42 deliveries.
For sure, as Shepard comes in once more to Green. Let's see what will happen here. The football of is over. Shepard into Green. Green is playing this one to extra cover where it's fielded. Nothing for that one. No runs. So the score remains at 81 for 1.
After 10.4 overs, and green is just waiting here. Let's see what happens. So welcome if you're just tuning in. Welcome to live commentary. I am joined by Nurian.
Shepard into bowl to Green. Full length deliveries. Driving back to Shepard. Well fielded in his follow through there. Good stop. And there's no run. So apart from that two in the first ball of the over, Shepard has come back really well here. His second over, and he's just conceded 3 runs. So good work here by Shepard and brilliant fielding to his own bowling there as well. Let's see what will happen. Let's hope he'll be able to close out his over here. A Shepard is into Green, who cuts this one away to the point where he gets a single. So 3 runs from that over. Good over from Shepard. 2 overs for 4 runs from him. Australia is 82 for 1 after 11 overs, needing an extra 150 runs from 234 balls to win this first ODI match against the West Indies. It's going to be multi to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. Good game so far here for, the Australians. And as you mentioned, they now need 150 from 234 deliveries. And, this is excellent. And English was there, causing the West Indies a headache. They're he's on 65 of 42 deliveries. And you can see some players there just, having a whale of a time.
Yep. So this is interesting now. Let's see how Green will challenge Moti. Moti had been bowling lots to English. So let's see how Green will fare off to Moti. As Moti's into Green. He's pushing forward here, knocks this one to point. No runs for him. So 11 from 20 is Green. Moti's into his third over, none for 16. Would love to have a one in that
Yeah, I
wicket
think
column.
English is going to want to take the strike here. So I feel that they're going to press for that and they get that right now. And I'll say just look out for some boundaries. No, real. I don't know.
Well, I doubt Just English is going to be playing the same way because they feel they have their feeling restriction is released after 10 overs as Moti gets rid of Just English. Reverse sweep coming here, and the umpires say not
No.
out. So West Indies will have to review this to try to see if they can get this wicket. They're trying to decide if there's any bat involved, and they did not review. So hopefully there was no bat involved in that one because this is unreviewed. Oh, so they actually reviewed it. Josh English isn't looking too confident though. Didn't look too confident. So I'm thinking that chances are he got some bat on this, and that's right off his thumb there. So a wicket for Moti. Good review here by the West Indies, and they have claimed their second wicket here. Let's wait for the let's wait for the official the official ruling on this one. But
There you go.
there's no hotspot on the glove, and I'm not sure if they
Gonna be
will turn this down. Oh, she's overturning that. So he's given out. So that's the end of Just English. Going for the reverse sweep, and he's caught a slip by Ruston Chase. And as we were saying, Moti needed to put a one in his wicket column, and he had gotten rid of the danger of Just English. He votes for 65 or 43, 10 boundaries and 1 6. And he scored that in 43 balls. So a bit of bounce here for Moti, and he is rewarded for that. You know,
I know, I believe he knew that he was out because look when the ball was played, he turned around to see if they actually caught it.
oh well, usually that's an indication that
Yeah, like he was following it. Like he turned around to see, am I gone? Like he felt that. So as you mentioned, good reviews. So they usually have like 3 reviews, right?
um yeah, I think three per team.
And do they lose it when they're successful or
No, they
no?
don't.
Right.
They keep it.
So West Indies still has 2 to go. So that was a very good call as you mentioned there. So definitely a good call there for, the West Indies, and hopefully this dampens the spirit a little bit. So but Josh, English, a very good innings, for him there. No doubt about that. So let's see what happens next.
New batsman is Steve Smith. He faces his first ball from Moti. He knocks this one to mid wicket. There's no run. Moti to Smith, who drives this one down to long off and trots across for a single. So he's off the mark. Steve Smith needs no introduction here as he has a well-established career, lots of runs under his belt, and he's a wicket that the West Indies needs to get rid of pretty soon as well. As Moti comes into green, who knocks this one to mid wicket, well fielded by Romario Shepherd. So Ricky take it over there for Moti. 2 runs from that one. He's now 1 for 18 after 3. Figures looking a lot better. And let's see if West Indies will be able to close down the scoring as Josh English did most of the scoring. Let's see how things progress going forward.
Yeah, for sure. So, it's good to see that, we West Indies, we got another wicket. And so after 12 overs, it's now 2 for 84. So that's where we're at right now. Well, what is welcome. Thanks for coming over and joining us. I am also here, joined by, Lurian, who is taking us through this one. So I'm just playing a supportive role here like Green. The Green isn't swinging out, the Green is just there.
All right, here loud and clear as Shepherd goes to Smith, who knocks this one in the onside and takes a single. So it's Green will be on strike now to Shepherd. Shepherd is going well so far, 2.1 over for 5 runs as Green drives this one on the up to mid off. and that's another dot ball here. So good batting here in the Aussie middle order. You have Steve Smith, who's just at the crease. Marnus Labuschagne, who's going to come in next, I believe. So West Indies need to get a few more wickets out just to put Australia under a bit more pressure. Green on strike to Shepherd once more. Shepherd comes into Green. Ball on off stump. Green is right behind that one, knocks it back to the bowler who feels in his follow through. So good spell here by Romario Shepherd, keeping a lid on the scoring. And this is good for the West Indies. They need to do that. Try to stretch this game as long as possible. Don't give the Australians any easy runs as Shepherd is into Green, who swings this one out to mid wicket, and he will pick up 2 runs here and takes his tally on to 14. So he's 14 from 25. Smith is 2 runs from 3 balls. Australia is 2 wickets for 87 runs in the 12.4 overs. Shepherd into Green once more. He knocks this one to mid on. No run here. So good little spell here by Shepherd. 2.5 overs for 7 runs. Australia needs another 145 runs to win this one. West Indies will have to take 8 wickets as Shepherd comes in to bowl to Green. Short ball at Green. Ducks underneath that one. And Shepherd closes out that over nicely as he bowls 3 runs from that over. And Shepherd now has completed 3 overs for 7 runs. So Australia chasing a score of 231. So batting first. West Indies batting first, and they scored 231 thanks to Casey Carty, who made 88 runs for the Windies team, and also a valiant 59 from Ruston Chase. And those guys were the prime scorers for the West Indies team. A few other cameos came in from Matthew Ford, and they got up to 231. Think they left a few runs out there, but that's what they have on the tin. And in reply, Josh English has made a quick 65. He was just dismissed last over by Moti, and Travis Head only made 4. So Australia is currently 2 for 88 after 13.1 over as Moti comes in to bowl to Cameron Green. Green is forward, driving this one to extra cover there. So good bowling here by the West Indies, pegging things back at this moment as Australia tried to overhaul this total of 231. Green down the pitch, and let's see if we get all of this one. Just clearing mid off, and that goes for 6. So Green down the pitch, not getting fully to the pitch, but the West Indies team was building up a little bit of pressure. He went for his release shot and just cleared mid off. I think he was had his heart in his mouth there for a wee bit there as Ruston Chase was down there lurking, just getting his fingertips on that one. Moti bowls to Green as he knocks this one down to mid, to long on rather for a single. So not getting to the pitch fully and just clearing Ruston Chase. So Australia moves into the 90, 95 for two after 13.4 as Smith drives this one, edges this one away. It's running down toward the boundary. Will it get to the boundary? No. As Hayden Walsh tracks this one down. Good throw in, but Green is back for three. So good running there by the Australians. And 11 runs off this multi over so far. Green taking the attack to Moti here and getting him for a six. And so that has spoiled that over for Moti, I would say. But a lot of risk in that shot that was played by Green as Moti continues. Last ball of his over, short with this one, and Green rocks back and knocks this one out to the sweeper on the offside, and he moves on to 22 of 31. End of the over. Moti is 1 for 30 after four overs. And let's see what will happen. I think Shepard might be continuing from the next end. So if you're just joining us, now we are in the second innings. Australia's batting. It was Travis Head was first to go. He was out caught behind of Matthew Ford for 4 runs. And just moments ago, Josh Inglis was caught Ruston Chase of Moti for 65 of 43. So Australia is currently 99 for 2 after 14 overs as Romario Shepherd continues.
Awesome. I'm just seeing Carlton, you're in the chat saying you're doing a great job. And he's sending it to his friends. So, big up to you, Carlton. Soji, lovely. So, Ruben, you're doing fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Soji, for the kind comments.
Yeah, wonderful. So again, we're in, the 14th over, 99 for 2.
Shepherd bowls for Green. Green knocks this one to mid wicket. So good spell here by Shepherd. 3.2 overs, 7 runs, and lots of dot ball in this spell from Shepherd. And this is building a lot of pressure on the Australians. Green went for a release shot just now and just cleared Ruston Chase at mid off. And, if he had gotten that catch, then it would be a lot more pressure back on the Australian Shepherd to Green, who pulled this one down, and Green knocks this one into the stands. That's gone for six. Beautiful shot by Green. Shepherd changing his length, and Green was always waiting for something like that. That was right in his wheelhouse, and he punished that one over mid wicket, not having the pace or the height to trouble Green with this one, and that's gone for six. Australia moves over 100 now, so I think they're 106 for two, 105 for two. So good shot there by Green as he's slowly catching up back with the ball's pace as he's 28 from 34. Let's see what Shepherd has here. As Shepherd is back of length, Green knocks it to mid off and runs through for a single, shy at the stump at the non-strikers end, but that missed and Green is off strike. So it's going to be Steve Smith on strike to Romario Shepherd. Now, let's see how this works.
Yeah, do you believe this is a done deal for the West Indies?
Shepherd into Smith. Smith is in behind that one, knocks it to cover. I think so. Australians are very good competitors, and the West Indies bowling isn't looking so threatening at the moment. Shepherd has bowled a few good overs, Moti as well, but the Australians are not allowing them to build the pressure up on them, and they're not really under a lot of pressure, needing 126 runs from 211 balls. West Indies has to take wickets to stay into this contest. But Shepherd is bowling a fairly decent spell here, 4 overs for 14 runs, and that last over he conceded half of those runs. So if they're able to keep this tight, then they should be able to put some pressure on the Australians.
Yeah, so if you're still here, welcome and thanks for still being here. All right, I'm not seeing anyone telling me where they're tuned in from, but we appreciate your company here with us for this first ODI between West Indies and Australia. Right now, it's Australia on 106 after losing 2 wickets. And let us see, just trying to get that. And they need 126, it looks, 126 runs from 209 balls. So that's there in Australia's favor. They have wickets and they have balls.
For
So,
sure. As Moti bowls to Green, and that one shaves the off stump, turning away from Green, and just missing that off stump. So Moti into Green again. Green knocks this one to long on and takes a single, gives strike to Steve Smith. Moti into Smith, and Smith knocks this one to mid off and takes a single, gives back the strike to Cameron Green. So Smith is almost around about 7 of 8 runs. Green is 30 runs off 37 balls as he backs away and knocks this one into the cover. So Green backing away a lot to try to open the offside. Let's see if he'll be successful with that. We saw Josh Inglis doing a lot of that earlier as well. Green goes back, opens the offside, knocks this one through to the sweeper, and he trots across for a single. So 3 singles in this over so far. Let's see if Moti can close this one out here. Mid down the pitch and knocks this one to mid on and goes through for a single. So good running here by the Australians.
for sure, and they're doing they're doing pretty well here, the Australians, as expected, I guess. And Indies is still, I guess, trying to make a comeback. I'm not sure if they can, but we're still hoping for the best with the Indies for sure.
Yeah, the Australians are going to fight desperately not for them to come back into the game. So whenever they bowl a few good overs, they're going to try and target an over to just to get some runs to relieve the pressure. And as soon as it gets below 100, they're going to try and put their foot down to just close out this one quite easily and comprehensively. So Hayden Walsh Jr. comes into the attack. 23 matches, 28 wickets, economy of 5.41, 1-5 wicket haul, best of 5 for 39. Let's see if he'll have an impact on this game as he comes in with his leg spin. He'll be bowling to Steve Smith, who's 8 from 9 balls. Smith cuts this one to point, and there's no runs. So good start from Walsh. Might need to get that one up a little bit more to challenge Steve Smith. So a slip in place for Green for Walsh as he goes to Smith as he cuts the point once more. Good start here from Walsh, not giving Smith any runs. So let's see what will happen with the third ball of this over as Walsh comes in, not giving the ball lots of flight. This one down the leg side and Steve Smith knocks it away for an easy single.
Yeah, like the batting since English left has slowed down, I believe, a little bit, but still Australia, they're in a very good position. They're pretty much, controlling this game, and they have, balls and wickets, so they're very good right now. And here goes a shot, not reaching the boundary, but I guess good enough to get at least a run here.
Short ball and lucky to get away with that one. The Green pulls that one to the mid wicket for a single. So Green moves on to 32 from 40 as Walsh comes into Smith, who comes forward, showing the maker's name on his back as he plays that one back to the bowler. Not a bad start here from Walsh. Let's see what he will do with his last ball of the over. Not getting a lot of purchase from the pitch either. Short and wide, and Steven cut this one out to the sweeper on the offside. That's the over for Walsh. 3 runs from this one. Not a bad start for him in this, his first over. Not looking threatening though, but kept it fairly tight as Australia needs another 119 runs to win with 8 wickets in hand. Let's see how this one will pan out.
Yeah, for sure. And again, as I've been mentioning, the Australians, they're doing very well. And in terms of just, maintaining this momentum from start to finish, like as I mentioned, I don't know if you get that same, feeling since English, left. It has, just slowed down a little bit for the Australians, but not to say that they're in any, bad position or place right now in the context of this game, but they are pretty much in it to win it right now.
For sure. English was the one who took on the scoring and took on the bowlers. So after he left the crease, for sure, the run scoring has slowed significantly. But to no stretch of the imagination, the Australians are scoring at a fairly decent clip and are knocking these runs off quite easily. My trouble is that the bowlers aren't looking so threatening, not enough balls being bowled in the right areas, and that's where I'm having the most problem. So just in case you think you're missing anything, we are not missing any information right now.
Drinks.
They're on drinks break, so not missing out on any live action right now.
I
As
think it's about the score is about 113 for two
so the score is 113 for two,
after 17, right?
15
Yeah, after
over
17 over.
17 overs. Okay.
So right now they need about 119 runs to win. All right. So and that's in like 33 overs that they need 119 runs to win. And the current run rate is about 6.65, and the required run rate is 3.61. And so you can just see they're pretty much doubling what is required right now. All right, so no, Walsh is the one bowling, or should be bowling.
Not sure if they'll make a bowling change, but if things goes well, I think
And
probably.
well, I guess Moti and Walsh, they're perhaps bowling right now, or will be. And we have Green and Smith who are, batting. So that's pretty much, what is happening there in this one. All right. So Australia, they need just 119 runs, and I believe that they're coming back from their break right now. So welcome as you come over and join us. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. And tell a friend to tell another friend about the voices in education. Hit the subscription button again and turn on your post notification. We'll try to be here for the second and third ODI, all right? Ryan, I'm not sure. Are you ready for us again?
All right, so we're back to action after the drinks break. It's going to be Moti who will pick up that ball in attack. He has bowled 5 overs for 34 with one wicket as Smith goes down the pitch and locks this one to mid on, and brilliant fielding here by Ford, and he saved that boundary there. So mid on in the circle, and Smith came down the pitch and just knocked it over mid on, and he got 2 runs for himself there. So Moti's back to his mark.
Yeah, definitely good field in there in terms of saving a run or two, but definitely good. Absolutely brilliant field in there. And for sure, ball was back in before crossing that boundary, I guess. So that is good there.
So Moti to Smith, who drives to the sweeper on the offside and picks up a single.
So they're pretty much cruising and just taking it slow right now. Really stepping up in terms of runs here. So I'm wondering if he's thinking now is my time to shine. I need to make some hits to see, to get to a decent score, So Green is on strike and they'll take a single there. So Brian, over to you.
Moti into Smith, and Smith knocks this one to backward point, fielded by Walsh. There's no run. So Smith is 13 runs from 17 balls. Cameron Green is 33 from 41. And Moti comes in to Smith and he defends this one. Faster through the air here. Smith is right behind that one, playing him off the back foot. And there's no run. Let's see if Moti can close out this over. 4 off this over so far. Short and cut away. Let's see. And the sweeper comes around and does the tidying up. I see if Smith will come back for three, and he does. So Smith comes back for three, and that's 7 from that over. Moti has bowled 6 overs for 41 runs now. Smith moves to 16 of 19. Cameron Green is 33 of 41. Australia needs 112 runs to win this one in another 32 overs.
Yeah, I was wondering, thinking to myself that they're going to finish it early, but perhaps they're just taking their time and say, what? Let us not make this 2020 because that's not what we're playing. Let us just take it a bit slower and just see where we can get. So again, Australia now needs 112 from 192 balls. It looks like.
Yep. As Hayden Walsh bows to Steve Smith, he's right forward to that one, covering the line of that ball, knocks it back to the bowler. Second ball from Walsh. Short turn length, and Steve Smith goes on the back foot, knocks it out to the sweeper on the offside, and trots to the other end for a single. So it's going to bring Cameron Green back on strike, and I'm sure one of these batsmen is going to try and up the ante just to get things flowing. Um, Cameron Green has been in for a long time, so maybe he's the one who's going to take on that role. Let's see what will happen here. Hayden was forward to Cameron Green, who whips this one to mid on, the long on rather, for a single, where Greaves field. So 2 runs from this over so far. Not a bad over so far. Let's see if Walsh will be able to close this one out. So this one is wide and Smith knocks it to the cover sweeper, and that one runs across for another single. So it's Smith moving up to 18 of 22. Green is 34 of 42 as Walsh comes in. That's a quicker one. And Green stabs down on that one at the last moment. Good ball back from Walsh. Well played by Green. Walsh into Green once more. Tossed up a little bit. Getting a little bit of turn, not much. Green stays on the back foot and is able to defend. So 3 runs from that Walsh over. Good start for Walsh. Seeing him exploring his variations here and, not conceding a boundary yet. So that's good for him.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's doing well there, doing, well there. And as you mentioned, not, conceding a boundary, that is definitely good there. All right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to our live coverage. Please remember to support this space. Easiest way, hit the like button, the subscription button, share. Tell a friend to tell another friend about the voices in education. And it looks like we're going to see Chase trying to chase some wickets now.
So Roston chased into the attack here, replacing Goethe Moti. So he's going to have his first ball. Let's see how he'll do against Steve Smith.
All right, welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, it's 124 for Australia after losing 2 wickets, and we're in the 19th or 19.1 overs there, and Australia needs 108 runs from 185 balls. All right, and right now batting we have Green and Simmet from Australia. So welcome, welcome.
So chases into Smith down the leg side, wide called. So wrongly line delivers. Chase into Smith once more. Smith knocks that one out into the onside, and there's no run. Chase into Smith once more, and that one. So Chase into Smith, and he knocks this one for a single. So Smith moves up to 20 off 26. Green on strike for the last ball of the over of Chase, who knocks this one to mid wicket, and there's no run. So that's the end of the over. 4 runs from Chase's first over, and Australia is 127 for 2 after 20. So if you're just joining us, it was Travis Head who was out first. He was caught behind of Ford for 4, and then Josh English was caught. Roston Chase bowled Goethe Murphy for 65 runs. Hayden Walsh to continue to Smith. Wide ball driven through the offside here by Smith and well fielded by Moti. Smith is back for two. As Walsh comes back in once more to bowl to Smith. Good ball. Smith is on the back foot and knocks this one to extra cover. Walsh in to Smith. Smith is on the back foot again and knocks this one to extra cover. No run. So good start by Walsh here. Not conceding any boundaries here as he comes in to bowl to Smith. A little bit more loop on this one. Smith knocks this one to square leg and he'll earn himself a single there. So Smith moves up to 23 from 30 balls, and Green, who is 35 from 46 ball, comes back into strike. Walsh into Green, that's a good one. Wrong on, and Green coming down on that one, not missing that one. And if he missed that one, he would be in some trouble. Walsh to Green. Green drives back to Walsh. So good over from Hayden Walsh here. Just 3 runs conceded, and Australia moves up to 130 for two after 21 overs. Smith is on 23 and Green is on 35. Australia needed another 102 runs to win this game. So if you're just joining us here, thank you for joining us for the coverage of this first ODI match between West Indies and Australia at the MCG. West Indies batted first. They made 231 on the back of Casey Carter, who scored 88 runs. Here is Rustin Chase into Smith, who knocks this one down to spine leg for a single. So cruising right through here is the Australians now, and they are just slowly but surely ticking away at this run. Green down the track and he swings this one over straight mid wicket and that goes into the boundary for four. So it's under 100 now, 97 runs needed from 172 balls, and Green moves on to 39. So good shot there by Green down the pitch and not to the pitch of the ball, but long levers there and was able to access the boundary on the onside. Here is Chase once more into Green, who knocks this one to short finally. Well fielded there by Hayden Walsh Jr. So let's see what will happen with this one. As Chase into Green, who knocks this one down to long on, and there is a single. So turning over the strike here to Steve Smith, who's on 23 off 30 balls. So that single brought up the 50 partners to this 50 partnership between Steve Smith and Green. Um, not the fastest, but well appreciated by the Australian supporters and fans. Here comes Chase into Smith, who knocks this one down to long on for a boundary. chase into Green, and Green knocks this one down to long on. This is too easy for the Australians, just ticking away at this one, not taking any risks. West Indies not able to build any pressure on the Australians, and they're having things pretty much their own way here. So 50 partnership between Smith and Green of 65 balls, and the partnership is still growing. So hopefully West Indies will be able to break this one and get a few more wickets here and get back into this contest.
For sure, Ruben, for sure. I totally agree with you on this one in this context, but I would want to say Australia is pretty much winning right now. And as you know, as perhaps Ruben shared, the score right now is 139 for two, and this is a ball. Let's see if it's going to go to the boundary, and it does for another four. All right, so it's 4-4-4, and this is for Simic. So Simic is now on 29. All right, so now I guess they feel the need to take some shots. So let us see, what happens from here. So right now, based on what I have seen in the context of the scores and the position that Australia is in, then I believe the West Indies, they're not going to come back from this one. So I believe Walsh is the one bowling right now. Yes. And let us see 21 strike and just two dot balls, I'll say. Yeah. And still, there's a boundary, so five so far of this over with two balls remaining in this one. All right. And again, this is the first ODI from the MCC in Australia. And they get another run here at least. So, yes, they got another run here. And just one more ball left in this over. And Phillips is now on 42 from about 53 balls. All right. No, sorry, that's Green on 42 from about 53 balls. And Green is on right now. So it's the end of this over. So 23 overs and it's 144. And Australia, they have just lost only two wickets. All right, so right now they need 88 runs from 162 balls. Welcome, welcome, guys. Please remember to hit the like button and the subscription button. The most easiest way you can support us so that we can continue to share with you as best as possible. And also that we can grow. Who knows, one day we might be down under and bringing us some live coverage from Australia. So let's just continue to support this space. And this is a positive, and safe space where we share and learn from each other. We share a range of topics, including sports, and you will see, other areas here as well. All right, so right now it looks like Chase is on the chase right now for some wickets. And let us see. Smith is on strike. So from this over, first ball is a dot ball. All right, so no runs there. And Chase continues. And another good, attempt there, a bowling there from Chase, another dot ball. And let us see now what will happen. And by the way, Brian Lara is there, somewhere there. And Chase let's see. We got one run so far from this over here. So far, not a bad over for Chase here. But still, we have three more balls left in this one. So could be expensive, but let's see. Seems to be doing pretty well here. All right, green is back on strike, and green is now 42 from 54. So let us see how green faces Chase with this one. And Australia now needs 87 runs from 159 balls. And good bowling there. And green did not get the opportunity to make a run there. So Chase now with two more balls in this over goes up and bowls. Let's see what happens. And green seems to find a little gap there, but they take a run. Just going perhaps not. Oh yes, they did. So one run there. Simic is back on strike. So two runs so far from this over. Not bad. And let's see what the last ball does here. So Chase is about to go up. He goes up and bowls. And Simic kind of put that out for perhaps another run there. And so green, no, Simic will be back on strike, I believe. All right, so again, it's the end of another over, and Australia, they're in a very good position to take this one, and I believe they're going to take this one for sure. All right, so welcome, welcome. If you're just tuning in, welcome to our live coverage or live commentary of the game between West Indies and Australia there at the MCG in Australia. So right now Australia needs 86 runs from 156 deliveries, and Simic is on strike and Walsh is here. So let us see, what he does. And he goes there and ball headed towards the boundary, and it goes for a four. So wow, starting off this one with not a very good ball there, because Australia is able to capitalize on that expensive start there for Walsh, which is pretty much, in favor of the Australians right now. All right, so let us see here. And yeah, very expensive indeed. Expensive. All right, so Smith is on strike, and let us see what happens from the next delivery. So Australia, they're going to end this one pretty quickly, at least before the 50th over, I am assuming. All right, so let us see. Okay, you're wondering if that was a four or a six, and it's another four, so 8 runs so far from this over here. So another expensive over. Right now, Australia needs 77 runs from 153 balls, and they have only lost 2 wickets, so they're on 155, and we're in or just heading, to the 25th over. All right, so a drop ball there, not bad, but this over so far has been a very expensive one. I see the umpire there signaling a wide cross. Yeah, and let us see with 3 more deliveries to go. It's 157 for 2 there. And Australia again is in a very good position to take this one. All right, so let us continue to see what will happen. Will it just be 8 runs from this over, only 9 runs? Let us see what happens with two more deliveries to go. And Walsh is the bowler right now. All right. So Australia now needs 75 runs from 151 balls and one delivery left in this over. And let's see what happens. And it seems to be going towards the boundary. Good fielding there. So they perhaps got a couple of runs from this one. So 1 run. So at least 10 runs from this over. And after 25 overs, it's 158 for two. Australia now needs 74 runs from 150 balls. All right. So interesting game here, and the West Indies, they seem to be losing this one. All right, so welcome, welcome. All right, so right now, Australia, they just need 74 runs from 150 balls. All right, so you can just think about that. I believe Chase is back for this over. And this looks like another boundary. Yes, it is. That's a four right there. So Chase starting off very expensive here. And so Green is now on 48 from 60 balls. So let us see if Green is going to make his 50 right now. And he has played a very supportive innings, Green. He has supported English, in his innings, which was a very good one. All right. And Green is right here, right now. He deserves the 50 and he gets it. He gets it right now. So it's Green second, ODI 50 in 24 matches. So kudos to Green there from Australia, and he's definitely celebrating this one with the crowd. All right, so Green there on 50, and by the way, Smith is very close by there on 40, and I believe he too would perhaps want to, have a little celebration there. And we're seeing again that this over is becoming very costly for the West Indies. So seven from the over so far with three more deliveries to go. All right, so Cameron Green, 61 there. And again, this is Green's second ODI 50 in 24 matches. Ruren,
Good batting there from Green. Well compiled innings. Not too, he wasn't rushing in the beginning and started playing a few shots after he got tackled. He really took the low risk option initially, and then he just rolled through the gears and got to his 50. Smith is doing really well too, as he is just putting the ball into the gaps and picking off his runs. So playing a real captain's knock here is Smith. So as it relates to Green's 50, he had two sixes and three fours in that, and it took him 62 balls to get that 50. So good batting here by Green.
yeah, for sure, definitely, definitely. He has played a very supportive role and quite deserving of this, celebratory moment.
For sure. So he's still there. So he's going to try to add to this one. West Indies making a bowling change as O'Shane Thomas comes back into the attack. O'Shane Thomas is has bowled 3 overs for 24 runs. Was really dealt with roughly by Josh Inglis, but he's brought back now to see if he could, force a mistake from one of these batters as he goes short and wide to Green, who knocks this one out to the cover fielder and he'll pick up a single. So he moves on to 52 runs, brings Smith on strike. Smith is 40 runs from 46 balls. Good captain's knock here from him. And he's one of the top batsmen in this Australian team, and he's also the captain of this Australian team, showing real responsibility with his innings as Thomas comes in to Smith, bowls this one a little bit outside off stump. Smith went for the cut, misses, and it is taken behind by Jay Hope. So a little bit of weight offered there by O'Shane Thomas, and Smith cuts and misses. 66 runs needed in 142 balls. Green is 52 from 63. Smith is 40 from 47 as O'Shane Thomas runs into bowl to Steve Smith. Bowls and Smith drives off the inside edge. It goes down to long on, and there's no run. So the score remains at 166 for two, and we're in the 27th over of this contest. Wonder where this match will end. Wonder if West Indies will be able to grab a few more wickets. Will these two players take it home? We'll just have to wait and see as Thomas runs in to bowl to Smith. Let's see what will happen with this one as he's up the wicket now. Bowls Smith drive the square of the wicket out to the point fielder and they go by for a single. So not threatening the batsman too much is a shame. I mean, they're just hanging on the back foot and picking off the runs off him. So would rather want them to come off the front foot to so that he has that chance of getting, a nick off. But let's see what will happen as he comes in with his fifth ball. O'Shea Thomas bowls to Green, who drives to long to mid off, and it is fielded there. He crosses for a single. Not a bad comeback over this for Thomas. Just three runs from it so far. Will he be able to close it out? You'll have to wait and see. As Thomas runs into bowl to Steve Smith. He's 41 from 49 balls. So let's see what happens here as Thomas runs in to bowl to Smith. He's bowling short and Smith pulls this one to behind square for a boundary. So short ball and dealt with by Steve Smith. That one was pulled behind square and that was an easy boundary. Soft way to come out of this over as he did pretty well up to that point, but then went for the short ball on the body and Steve Smith is having none of that. So he dismissed that down to the boundary for four, down to the mid wicket boundary for four. So he moves on to Steve Smith moves on to 45. Green is on 53 as Shea Hope brings back Gotish Moti into the attack. Moti has prior to this 6 overs for 41 runs and he's introduced into this attack here. So we have a fielder long on, deep cover point. We have a slip in place for Moti as Green takes strike here. 53 from 64 as Green goes on the back foot and slaps this one down to long on for a single. So it's going to be Moti to continue here. He's going to be bowling to Smith. He's on 45. Moti's good ball here. Pitch that one on leg. turn to middle, and Steve Smith is nodding approval and saying, "That's a good one, Moti." So that's where he needs to be, pitching mid legs, turning back as Smith comes forward once more, plays this back to the bowler. So good bowling here by Moti as he's pulling Steve Smith forward and he's not conceding a run. Let's see if he can do three in a row as he flies this one a little bit more outside off stump. Shot played to point and there is no run. Moti into Smith, who drives this one down to long on and he'll trot through for a single. So one ball to go in this, which is mostly over. His figure is 1 for 43 in 6.5 overs. So that one is driven out on the offside by Steve Smith, and that's the end of the over. So if you're just joining us now, West Indies batted first. They made 231. Guti, Casey Carty made 88 runs for the West Indies. He was supported by Ruston Chase with 59, and they stitched together a good partnership to get the score to a respectable place. In the end, they set 231 for Australia to win. Australia in reply, they are 2 for 174 in the 28th over as O'Shane Thomas runs into Steve Smith, and a misfield allows him to get off strike. So West Indies not 100% up, not 100% in, up to scratch in their fielding, and the Australians are capitalizing on this one. So Green on strike here. Green is 54 from 66 balls. Smith is 47 from 55 balls. Steve Smith's 156 match 5,403 runs. So lots of runs for Steve Smith in ODIs. So he's doing really well here as Green knocks this one out to point and goes through for a single. So Smith on strike. So Smith on strike. 93 partnership as Thomas runs into Smith. And Smith is playing this one out to extra cover. So Smith slowly inching toward a milestone here. 47 runs off 56 balls. 56 runs needed from 129 balls for the Australians. So Steve Smith on strike. He's going to be facing up to Shane Thomas once more. Thomas in bowls and Smith whips this into the onside and they'll collect 2 runs. So good running here by Smith. The Australians need 54 runs now to win this game. So it's going to be Thomas to continue with his over. Thomas none for 35 in 4.4 overs as he bowls to Smith, who pulls this one forward of square here. Let's see what will happen here. He's going to pick up another boundary here. So no feeler in that place. I didn't expect that one to get to the boundary, but it slowly rolled and he actually touched into the boundary and Smith is up to 53 or 54. So it's Smith's five fours in his half century here. He has faced 58 balls. Good knock from Smith. Beautiful innings here. His 33rd ODI 50. He has also scored 12 hundreds in the 156 matches that he has played. Steve Smith is like a run machine as he knocks this one down to third man and he gets on strike for the next over. So O'Shane Thomas, 5 overs for 40 runs, and that's that's for the West Indies. So almost 50 runs or so left for the Australians to win this one, and they're looking like they're in no trouble there at the crease. So what do you think of this one, Natasha?
Well, I feel like it slowed down a little bit. The Australians, they're not necessarily, on fire, but for Smith, getting that 50, passing that 50 mark is definitely good. Australia is going to win. And so they're not rushing it. They're just, I guess right now, they're just giving the fans, oh, you come here and pay to see us one day. We're not going to make it 2020. We're going to stretch it as much as we can. I feel like that's what they're doing because at this point they can swing, they can take shots and they're not doing that. They're still playing very safe and, just showing that, okay, we don't need to go to like third or fourth if it so happens, but we can fix business out here. So I feel like it's more like even taking the opportunity as a player to show, some of
What
your
you can
skills
do,
and
yeah.
talents and what you can do given the opportunity. So I'm not seeing that, and they have that room, they have the flexibility to do that, but they're not doing that. They're not swinging. They're not making it any more exciting. It's almost like right now it's a test match.
Well, the West Indies haven't set enough runs on the board to push them as well, and that's where everything started. But that's just how things are. As Moti's bowling, he's back in the attack and he's bowling to Chris Green. Two more balls to come from Moti towards Green. And Green's down the pitch. Will he get there? Drive down to long on. Well fielded there by Matthew Ford. So Green seems like he wants to end this soon, but I'm not sure what will happen with this one. As Moti comes in with his last ball of his over, Smith who knocks it back to Moti, and that's it. So Australia is 2 for 185 after 30 overs, 47 more runs to win in 120 balls. Good over there from Guti Smoky. He has bowled now 8 overs for 45 runs. His last over cost him just 2 runs. And it's a 100 partnership between Green and Smith. This is scored off for 102 balls. So good going by these guys. Good partnership that's unbroken. So you have to be careful with this one.
For sure, they're doing well in terms of, supporting each other there. And so, I mean, right now it's as if they probably decided that they're going to take this to the end, and we'll see. Because as I mentioned just now, there's nothing here telling me that they want to make this any faster. They're very safe, and they have all the room to, to take their chances, but they're not. So it's good to see the Australian team so composed and confident and just doing well.
Yeah, for sure. So it's Hodge into the attack for his first over, tossed up to Chris Green, who drive that one back at him. So Hodge bowls this one to Greenwood, knocks it down to long off for a single turn over the strike to Steve Smith. So picking this one off easily, the no scoreboard pressure whatsoever as Hodge tosses this one up. Smith comes forward. So 48 runs needed from 117 balls as Hodge continues. This one is driven down the ground. Mostly feels that mid off. So not a lot of excitement in this one. Yeah, the most exciting part of this innings was when Josh English was really taken to the West Indian bowlers. But since then, it has been slow going as Hodge bowls one more time. Not
It's very slow.
very.
Almost like, let's take a tea break. Yeah, very
So this
slow.
one knocked out to point boundary by
I Smith, I guess.
yep. So good partnership here, knocking the hopes out of the West Indians as they it's a chanceless partnership too. Not a lot of elaborate playing, but they're getting the job done. West Indies unable to slow down the scoring rate in order to put some pressure on the Australians. So this partnership between Smith and Green is 105 of 117 balls. So let's see. Moti in his ninth over, he's going to be bowling to
Green. And a dot ball there. And it's a good start. But if Green picks up a boundary or two from this over, so we're 188 for two here, and he goes there. Ah,
almost a run out there.
almost.
I think he made it home though. So
Looks so.
Steve
It looks
Smith
like
looks, oh
this
yeah, he's
one.
looking really
And
confident here. I
their
think
first.
Shepard was a little bit excited, but not getting in a strong throw there. So
But this is back touchdown though.
yeah, his back
Okay.
seemed grounded to me. They're not even taking it upstairs.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
43 runs needed from 112 balls.
That's a lot. I mean, of balls.
Let's see. Moti to
He's
Smith.
trying to get
And that's
going hard. That was a good one, Mosi, but a wide, I guess, somehow. He's trying. Right now, I see, like, Smith is swinging, like, he's trying to get a six or a four. Going for a boundary, like, I should have got this one, but not quite getting there yet, but they're still taking, a run here and there, adding to the score and, bringing that requirement down in terms of what they need. So,
for sure. All right. So it's Moti to continue. He's bowling to Green. Let's see if Green will go after him. Green knocks this one down to mid on. So I think what they're trying to do, they're trying not to lose any more wickets, just to win this match by 8 wickets. They're trying to make sure, and then making sure that they are going to,
yeah, and with a lot in terms of success and just being, confident. And here is another boundary. So it's a four, here for Smith, it appears. All right. So again, it's just this situation in which, they, again, they're just in a position where they pretty much can't move, right? And so they're playing safe, and at the same time, they're also they're also, taking some good shots. Right? So, welcome, welcome. And right now, it is Green who is on strike. So we'll just wait for Green there. And it looks like Hodge. And there we go.
So knock down to long off for one. So Smith is on strike here. Drive this one down to long on for one. So just picking off these runs pretty easily, the two set batsmen. Both are on the same score now. Both are on 61. And this is pretty easy going for them. Not getting lots from the pitch are the West Indian bowlers. One is played to mid wicket and a misfield here by Joshua Bishop, and they go through for a single. So really doing the basics right, the Australians, and taking this one pretty easily um, so far. So let's see what will happen going down the road with these guys. I don't know what can be done in terms of West Indies going forward, but if they're batting first on the track, they have to try to make at least 300 runs. That's kind of like a benchmark in ODIs right now. So Australia just playing this one easy as can be. So 31 runs needed from 103 balls as Hodge bowls to Smith, who knocks this one to square leg, and they're going back for two. Great running there by Steve Smith, and now it's under 30 that is required. So
Guess we can do this with some sixes.
so the fourth 50 actually, the third 50 was the longest. So the first 50, 38 balls, second 50, 49 balls, the third 50, 58 balls, and this fourth one was 51 balls. So two for 203 Australia after 33 overs. Green is 63 off 81. Smith is 65 off 69. Moti is coming in for his last over. Moti into Green, and Green pushes forward here, knocks this one behind point, and there is no run as it is fielded by Hayden Walsh Jr.
And the Australians, they look as if they're just ready to just run out on the pitch any moment now. And
Good feeling there by Thomas, really showing some desperation there, and that's what West Indies need, just to keep their heads up, keep their chins up. As Moti is into Green, good ball, pitches on middle, spinning to off, but Green is well and truly in behind that one and has that one covered, and that's no runs. So 29 runs needed in 15 overs. Shot, long hop, dragged down, and that's belted down the ground for a boundary by Green. Poor ball from Moti, and got the treatment it deserved. So Green moves on to that with that one to 67 runs.
just look at the umpire. Yes, good skills. Dodging balls.
For sure, as Moti's back into green. This one almost chipping that one straight to mid wicket. Um, but Shane Thomas didn't try to come forward for the catch, but almost getting that one into the hands of mid wicket there as Moti comes in to go to green, dragging that one down again. He knocks it down to long off for a single, and he's going to keep the strike. So 5 runs from that over. Green is 68, Smith is 65. The score is 208 for two after 34 overs. Australia needs 24 runs from 96 balls, and I'm not seeing how West Indies can win this game.
Tell you that. They can just get a wicket. They can get like what, 7 more wickets, 8 more
Well,
wickets,
they need 8 more
eight
wickets to
more
win.
wickets, from 8 balls.
That's true. 8 good balls, right? Or great balls that take. That's the thing. The pitch is not offering much for them. I get the feeling that it's probably playing a little bit better for batting in the second innings than in the first, as Walsh continues. Bowls to Green, who stands up tall and knocks this one to extra cover. That's a good shot. Playing the balls on their merit here, Green, as Hayden Walsh is into Green once more. He pushes forward, blocks that one. So I think they're just going to knock the ball around until these runs get off. Their aim is not to get out as Walsh bowls to Green, who cuts this one away, misfield thereby Ruston Chase and gives away a run. West Indies haven't been the sharpest in the field. We have seen them sharper than this, but I guess, everyone's telling them that, that this one,
Yeah, so West Indies, as you mentioned earlier, they needed to put on some more in terms of score, and that didn't happen for them. So right now, Australia, they're just cruising easily and just trying to get 22 more runs from their 2 balls. Is that impossible? I don't think so. You can definitely comment in the chat and remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button, and let us continue to grow as a community where we can continue to share and learn from each other. So right now that was Walsh going up, stopped, and I guess let's see what will happen now. He's going to take another attempt. All right, so Smith is on strike here and on 66 of 70. And he finds a little gap there and he's going for another boundary. So it looks like another 4 there. I believe so. I believe that's the case. And
yes.
that brings Smith up to 70 of 71 balls. And I believe Green is on 70
Yeah,
too.
both batsmen are on 70 here. And, chanceless innings by these guys, short and wide by Hayden Walsh Jr. and Steve Smith guiding that one behind point for four. So 70 off 71 balls for Smith, and Green is 70 off 91 balls as Ruston Chase seemed to be brought back into the attack to bowl. So let's see if Ruston Chase will be able to break this partnership.
Yeah, Australia is cruising 70 runs from 90 balls required, and that's not impossible. Let's do this. Let's see. What you want to do with 360s and we get brought up.
So Ruston Chase 4 overs for 22 runs back into the attack now. So it's going to be Ruston Chase back into the attack. He's going to be bowling to Chris Green. 70 off 91. 17 runs to get. Let's see what Chris Green will do here. He knocks this one to mid on where it's fielded.
So you know what will happen now? All three players, if this is how it turns out, they would be in double digits and put on a good enough score to
For
take
sure.
their team to the end in terms of this game and winning because English he did very well. Do you remember it was 60 something?
65 or
And
42 ball.
yeah, like to me, if this run rate remains the same, I probably think of him as man of the match. Like,
I doubt he's going to get man of the match, so I think they're going to give it to the no, Xavier Barkley,
oh,
I think, the bowler. He got four for less than 20 runs in 9 overs, and he blew away the top order. So I think they will probably go with him, seeing that this is also a batting pitch, because obviously these guys are not being troubled by the West Indies bowlers now. As Chase comes in to Green, who takes a step down.
oh, I
Uh,
should ask you, West Indies, they were the ones who won the toss,
no, I think Australia won the toss and
then
sent West
sent
Indies
the
into bat.
okay.
So Chase is bowling to Green short and cut away here to the offside, and they're going back for 3 runs. So good running here by the Australians. A little bit of sloppy work there by the fielder, was taking a little bit too long to get that one in, and they ran 3 runs. So 13 runs to get from 85 balls as Australia moves to 212, sorry, moved to 219 of 35.5 over.
Yeah, for sure. So they're getting there with just perhaps about 12 that the 11 that they need right now from 84 balls and Australia here finishing in style.
Yeah, picking off the runs here every now and then. They get a bad ball, they'll put it away. But really good partnership here, and they really did pretty well on this one. So 11 runs needed from 84 balls. It's going to be Walsh to continue. It's Walsh Jr. So let's see if he'll be able to break the partnership.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that would make us feel good, not win the game, but feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, yeah, we didn't go to the end, sorry, but definitely not to win the game, but allow them to feel better in that sense.
For real.
So Smith is on strike right now, and Walsh is going up and balls, and let's see where this lands. There's a player there, so perhaps a run there or two, maybe a run, one run, and now Green, gets the strike. Are you
Yes.
expecting another bounty this time?
Well, they're under double figures now, so I know Green doesn't want to give his hand away in terms of getting out, so I'm not expecting anything too elaborate.
Yeah,
So they're probably just gonna knock these off, especially if Shea Hope has the field spread out.
yeah. I think so. They're kind of tight now with the team, and so and again, Australia, it just shows how disciplined they are too, and how I guess in the context they have all that move to the swing and get some, and they're just not doing that. They're not doing that, and Green is there on strike, and they're 223 right now, and 9 runs from 80 balls.
9 runs for victory. Two scoring shots there. So let's go with Hayden Walsh once more. Smith on strike. So Smith is 73 from 73. Run a ball here as he bowls to.
So look at the attendance. That's the amount of people in the
Yes, 16,342.
Oh,
Yep,
what's going on here? Oh, so it's just the end of another over, and it is 225 for 2 wickets. All right, so
let's go as Ruston Chase comes in with his sixth over. 7 runs for the Australians to get 8 wickets for the West Indies to get to win this one. Who is their bet going to be on as Ruston Chase comes in to Smith who drive this one to point. There's no run. So good start for Ruston Chase in this one. He would love to have a wicket beside his name as he comes in once more to bowl to Smith, who turns this one into the onside for a single. So one scoring shot could end this game for the Australians here. Not sure what Green will do if you go for that shot to win this one, or they're just gonna just continue knocking this one around. But a one-sided game here, so to speak. West Indies started out were in early trouble for losing 4 wickets pretty early, and then had a partnership together. Then they slumped to just the 231. So good running here by the Australians as they pick up 2 runs. So a four can end this game right now. Brilliant running. So good running from the Australians there. Not the same thing that we saw from the West Indies. Here comes Green, knocking this one to long on. So four to win here as Ruston Chase continues to bowl. Three from the over already. Let's see what will happen with his fifth delivery as he comes to Green. Green comes forward. Good ball from Ruston Chase. No runs. So trying to make them work hard for these last 4 runs. Chase to Green, who turns this one into an onside set off for a single, and there's no run. So that's the end of the over for Chase. At the end of 38 over, Australia are 228 for two, needing 4 runs to win this one in 72 balls. And then I'm going to ask the question, who are you betting on for this one? Who do you think will take this one? I guess this is quite obvious. So here comes Walsh Jr. He has bowled 7 overs for 37 runs, so not such a bad economy rate as he bowls to Smith, who knocks this one back down the pitch to Walsh, who fields to his own bowling.
yeah, so Stewart is back on strike here, and let's see, Walsh goes up, and they're not able to get a run here. But again, the Australians, they're very patient, not forcing anything, albeit the fact that they have wickets and lots of balls, but they're not doing that. And these two players, Green and Smith, I guess they decide that they're going to take the team right across to the finish line there. So a wicket for West Indies will mean that they're done. And this looks like a boundary, so it's over
All over here.
here, and that's more that they needed, and it's all done. Like,
So
go ahead,
brilliant, brilliant batting here by the Australians. West Indies team can learn a lot from this performance of the Australians batting. They play the balls on their merit. They look for the ones and the twos, and when the bad balls come, they put them away. So it's 1-0 for Australia in this series. Good knock here from Cameron Green and also from Steve Smith and also Josh English in the early part of the game. And they have shut West Indies out of this game, winning this one by 8 wickets. Not the most exciting last hour or so of this ODI match. No pressure on the batsmen, but they did it once more.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it has been a long morning and watching, but still happy to see the West Indies out and playing and good to be back to enjoying the view and just trying to start enjoying cricket again. So it's good to be here and watching. And to all the persons to stay here until the last score, to the last ball, we want to say thank you very much. Ren, are there any final comments you'd like to share?
Well, just thank you guys for staying along with us and supporting your team. Really appreciate your company. And, hopefully we will be in your company once more in the future.
Absolutely. We'll see what the second and third ODI will look like for the West Indies and for Australia as well. So
For
thank you
sure.
so much for sticking and staying. Remember, to exercise self-care, be good, and blessings and love everyone. See you in the next live. Take care for now.